live from the back room of the world-famous Governor's Comedy Club in the heart of Levittown, Long Island. It's Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up with your host, the abominable Don Sill.
Oh, yes. Welcome, everybody. Hello, everyone. And welcome to Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here on GubsRadio.com and Facebook Live. And all our people watching on Facebook Live, hello, and thanks for tuning in. This is the show where we take two comedians, put them head-to-head in a series of comedy competitions to see which one has what it takes and which one has what it ain't. I'm your host.
A regular Dr. Seuss.
I'm your host, Don Sill. And now, let's meet our judges, everyone. Our first judge, when he is not singing original lyrics to classic songs, he is making the world a better place with his unique brand of comedy. This comedian, actor, and crooner can be seen in Tune In to Goonin', The Deplorables, and The Jersey Devil. He's an old school soul who is young at heart. He is Charles the Great Goonin', everyone.
Thank you very much. You're all welcome that I'm here. Thank you. It's too cold for me to wear shorts because otherwise it would be a much more exciting show with live video.
Our next judge is an actor and musician who has been doing stand-up comedy for about 25 years or more.
Yes.
And is a true staple of the Long Island comedy scene. Take a little Archie Bunker, mix in a little Ralph Cramden and a pinch of Curly from Three Stooges, and you get the Plankfoot.
Voila.
And Plankfoot himself,
Hello.
ladies and gentlemen, Joe Curry is here.
So glad to be here.
Yes. We're psyched that you are here, and I'm glad you guys made it through the snow. And our third judge is straight from the Knock 'em Dead radio show on Monday through Friday at 11 to 1 p.m. She is the engineer extraordinaire who likes to shake what her mama gave her. She's Sally O'Neill, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Sally O'Neill.
Thank you.
Also, let's give a hand to our very own roast master specialist. The Gagoots is here. Gagoots.
Yay.
How you doing, Gagoots?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, my friend?
Very good, Gagoots. I'm glad you made it through the snow. How was your ride in today?
That's
My ride wasn't. Hey, I'm competing with myself over here. My ride, it was fun. My ride was a real nice because I have a Santa. I cook for Santa Claus. That's why he's so fat.
Oh, yeah.
So he let me borrow the sleigh and a couple of reindeer.
Very good. Very good.
The bad thing was he let me borrow male and female reindeer, and this is the time of the season they were humping more than the stumping.
Wow.
If you know what I'm saying.
So that's why it was a little.
Yeah, it took me a while. It took me a while. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of bending going on. So I'm ready to barbecue some butt tonight.
Yes. Now you've battled and roasted Bonnie before, but this is your first time going up against Bosie here. Yeah. Well, any strategy yet?
Oh, yeah, what I did was I called up his family, and they said, if you know where he is, make sure he walks further away from it. Try to get him off of the island if you can.
Very good.
You pretty much hit the nail on the head.
So I called up his family, and they told me what to do with myself. and Jeff, you still owe your family like $1,000. You were supposed to pay back years ago.
Well, it's hard with all those, parental loans.
Yes. I don't want to use any of my insults, but I just thought of a couple of good ones.
Uh-oh. His wheels are spinning, folks. The Gagoots, everyone is here.
Yes.
Now, this is... Now, I don't know if Joe, you're pretty new to our show. I don't know if you've been watching from the beginning, but this is the second show of our tournament series, which we have going on here.
Very good.
Where we're taking 8 winners from our past 8 shows, and they are all battling it out. Last week, Mandy Jones defeated... Bruce Lipsky was here. Bruce Lipsky, another fine comedian, but now Mandy moves on to round 2. Today we'll see which one of these guys here will move on to round 2. And this is exciting stuff because they're battling it out.
My nipples are hard.
I can see they're popping out of your shirt. I'm tempted to tickle one of them.
Add a point.
I was just going to say that.
Put a point. Put a point right on there. Milk it for all you can.
Literally.
But the battle will keep going until about February 22nd. And on February 22nd is a championship round. And we do have a prize, folks. The prize for the grand winner will be a spot on the Governor's Comedy Club main stage, everyone.
Woo!
Yes. Dates and times will be announced soon, but the winner will perform. Yeah, the winner will perform right here on the main stage, and it is a paid performance. Paid performance right here, everyone. Yes, yes.
I always wanted free alcohol.
Yes, Governor's Comedy Club. Right here, they will be performing. The winner will have a spot on the main stage during prime hours, so it's going to be pretty cool. So, again, dates and times will be released as we get closer to that, but we got the prize locked in, and we're very excited about that. Now, is everyone ready to meet the contestants? Yes!
I'm not ready yet. I'd like to take another half hour.
Let's all get drinks.
We'll be back to you after these messages.
Waitress! Our first contestant went up against AJ Powers, a.k.a. Ashley Jacoby, in his episode and demonstrated his joke writing skills, fast comedy reflexes, and boyish charm.
Where do you... Moving on. Go ahead.
Representing...
I guess boyish, little puberty thrown in the mix.
Yeah, he's going through puberty as we
Prepubescent 50s, you know.
Representing the show Limo Talk right here on Govs Radio that airs Thursday nights. He's Jeff Bosey, everyone. Jeff Bosey, ready to duke it out. And our next contestant took on Joe Capella in our first ever episode
Yeah,
here.
I was your guinea pig.
Yeah, you were the first one. You were our very first winner. She showcased her tenacity, sharp wit, and fiery spirit, and boyish charm. No,
You're such a racist.
she is repping Three's Company on govsradio.com that airs Wednesday night. She's a nice woman until she finds out you're a liberal. She's Bonnie Scalise. Bonnie is here, folks.
So these are the Battle of the Network Stars?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Battle of the Network Stars. Right here at Kevin.
This is the battle of the network.
It's a battle.
This is quite a battle. We're battling for Govs Radio bragging rights to one sense. And now, Bonnie, do you feel any extra pressure repping your show today?
I do. I feel a lot of extra pressure from the poll and all the
From the
nonsense
poll.
that went on.
And from the poll.
Poll.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have a live poll. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. So the live poll is up right now because might as well let everyone know.
It's like a popularity contest in a way.
It kind of
reminds me of like when I was in high school.
How did you do in the popularity contest?
In high school, not good. That's why this sucks for me. It's
Well,
like
right
very-
now
Well,
you're
if it
winning.
sucks for you, you should win. I mean,
Oh!
That was a dirty joke.
Well, if you do win, there's a constant a date to the prom. So
There you go. That'll make me feel better.
There you go. I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there right now looking for dates for the prom, and then they will take Mrs. Scalise.
And she'll get arrested.
I never went to my prom. So it'll be my first time.
Wow, there you go. There you go.
They're waiting.
But but yeah, I mean the pressure to win, Bozy. I mean you got a whole group over there at Limo Talk with the Gras and the boys.
Yes.
And they're pulling for you tonight.
Well, they're pulling something.
So what are you doing? Like, do you feel like you're representing Limo Talk, or do you feel like you're?
Well, you know what? I was brought into Limo Talk, and I mean, I became part of the group, and for some reason or another, because I'm like one of their co-hosts or one of their lackeys. I've been promoted. I've been promoted to go ahead and represent them. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Jeff, I'm glad you're here. I think you should be repping them. I think a victory could be a nice feather in the hat for the show. And I know Three's Company is taking it seriously. Mandy Jones has been out there really stumping for
Well,
you.
she won already, so she takes a little heat off of me.
Yeah. But you got to bring the funny. Now, you said that you've been out there practicing all week and getting prepared for this.
Yeah, for your different subject things. I've been preparing and practicing.
How do you
Missing a lot
prepare?
of fun stuff.
How do you prepare and practice? You go to the library. What do you do?
Yeah, like I don't have a printer, so I had to
You
write
don't have a printer?
I had to write everything out by hand.
Well, it's color coded. Show the
the
audience.
kindergarten teacher and me. You know?
And did you correct your own spelling with a red marker?
I did.
All right.
now, how can you not have a
100%.
printer?
Because I'm technologically.
I don't
I
have-
understand. Look, it's
retarded.
only 20 years into the new millennium. Why would you have a printer?
It's weird. She has still a collection of 8 tracks that she uses.
I'm very I'm old school, have nothing.
Boy, are you? Holy cow. Of course, you didn't bring your blackboard in.
We have erasers.
Yeah, we brought ours.
The whiteboard, they replaced
Excuse
the
me, don't be racist this early in the show.
told you.
They
We
replaced
don't like
the
what you're
whiteboard with
saying
inclusive
already.
board.
Yeah. It's the Caucasian.
the gender neutral board.
She already started off with Guinea earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
snap.
said guinea pig. That's an Italian
Oh,
cup.
snap.
I
Crackle.
forgot why I said that.
She's
It's not a blackboard. It's a board with rhythm.
she's
Yeah,
throwing out.
You write on it, nothing comes
Yeah,
out.
Bonnie is going
It's a board
hardcore.
on food stamps.
Bonnie really is a conservative.
I hope I get the conservative thing because I have some really
What's a
good jokes for
conservative
that.
thing? What does that mean? Something
The-
you can't show in
the-
public?
The wheel thing.
Oh,
Don knows what
yes,
I'm talking about.
okay.
Yeah, the wheel of jokes. We don't have the wheel of jokes today, so
It's
we're going to be doing
broken.
something else. Yeah, the wheel of jokes.
We have the square of jokes.
but
Rolled away.
well, we'll have that.
Got
Way.
Yeah, but we
We have the
will.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
But we have a fix on that. We will be doing that. But I do want to say that we do have the fan poll. Every comedian, has this fan poll thing going on that's going to be in each round, and I'm going to have Benny in a second explain what the fan poll is. So Benny, why don't you let them all know, please?
And now we know we can see their votes.
I
my
sure
God,
will,
really?
Don. Every comedian needs to brand and market themselves to the public in an effort to build a solid fan base. This live poll will test the comedian's ability to build a fan base and utilize social media to his or her advantage. This challenge also gives comedy fans an opportunity to voice their opinion and vote for the comedian they deem best. And, Don, and what?
And what?
They win.
They win. They get 10 points added to their final score for tonight's show.
That's right, folks. So to vote, please visit our Facebook page at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up, and you will see the poll. It's pinned at the top. All you got to do tonight is click on one of these people's
Well, you
headshots.
could go to our Facebook pages.
Yeah, and you can also find it on their Facebook pages as well. Jeff Bosey has it. Do you have it pinned on the top of your page?
He does.
I'll just
Probably-
let you know, since Bonnie slipped on that one comment, I know who you all are now.
Right, we all know.
We'll be coming
and
for you.
we're gonna come after you.
Yes,
Is it wrong that I voted McGovern?
You did a write-in vote.
Yeah, McCain.
The comedian, these votes do count, folks, and it gives you a voice at home as well. Not only is it a challenge for them to self-promote and try to get their, because that's an important part of being a stand-up comic, especially a new comic. Self-promote, get people to come to your shows, build an audience. That's what the main part of this is all about. But it also gives you, the fans, a voice and a vote. So the winner of the fan poll gets 10 points added to their final score. So it could be the difference maker. And I want to point out, there are no scandals. You could click and see everyone who voted. And it's a
That's
live
right.
poll. It's a live poll out of my hands. It is completely
A live
scandal-free.
Yay.
The Russians have nothing to do with
The
it.
Russians colluded.
The
and
Russians
it's
have nothing to do with
If I
this.
win, it's because of the Russian collusion.
That's right.
I like that he has a live poll.
I
that's
mean,
out of his
Jeff
head.
Jeff does scare me. He looks like a bully from the 30s, but why
gonna
you'll vote for me, see? Don't you vote for the gal?
Give you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, see?
But there are no scandals. All the voting, there's nothing rigged. There's no way for me to possibly
Thank
rig
you,
this.
Don.
There's no way. There's no way if I wanted
I didn't
to.
rig nothing.
I would have the Ukraine. But anyway, that aside, I just hope I
There's
cleared
no
the air
scandal.
on that one.
There's no scandal. Go ahead, vote for this Miss Scalisi woman. She's going to need the votes.
The cat pajamas.
Yeah, see?
So now, it's been quite the battle so far. As we said, there's been a lot going on in the internet world to deal with this poll. They've been going back and forth. The camps have spoken. The Three's Company camp is going at it with the limo talk camp.
I
and
have
it is
to-
They're a
craziness.
camp?
Yeah.
There are camps.
Yes, there are
Chosen sides.
Thank you, Mandy.
is
Mandy's
amazing.
Mandy's
I just
really
want to let you know
wonderful.
the Davin's Den, the show I'm on, my regular Davin's Den, is neutral on this. We are here representing that. We are neutral to find the funniest comic.
Now, Joe, you've been at it for a long time. You've been doing stand-up before social media was a relevant thing.
Yeah.
Now, through the years and through evolution, would you say of the time?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Because your own
Magnum time was a little tough.
I believe in creation.
Now, would you say how important is social media? Like you look at the Dane Cooks of the world, and even our own Anthony Rodia, who have built fan bases based off of social media. How relevant is social media for you and for other comedians?
It's amazingly important because basically what it is now is that comics are getting gigs through their audience. It's because asses and seats, and they're getting it through their internet presence. And it's a very tough thing to do, trying to get an internet presence going. You post a gig, maybe you get 2 likes or something like that. But it's so important now, more than the old days. It was getting a TV show or something like that. It's gone. It's the internet is the thing is the thing now, and it's going to be here to stay. So you got to figure that out.
And like Goonan, you're heavy on the internet too. Do you think it's?
I'm thin.
It adds a few pounds.
Yeah.
He just
But
called
do
you
feel?
fat.
I know, right? And I stopped drinking a long time ago.
do you feel the market?
Can I take a point off for you?
Yes.
Sure.
What were you saying?
You can take all the points off me as you want. No, I was saying, do you think the market is oversaturated? Like even like the podcast boom. Every comedian has a podcast these days, and it's kind of similar to the '80s boom and when the comics were all coming out. Do you think it's oversaturated, and or do you think this is like a gold rush and just excellent? For
I
everyone?
think most people should move out of the way for me, and I think it's a little oversaturated. I think they should.
Bosie likes that.
Yeah, see,
get out of my way,
another point for Bosie.
Get out of your way, Shay.
Point for Bosie and the Bowery boys.
And 1, 2, 3 for me.
One for you, 1, 2, 3 for me.
Earn me, boss. Earn me, boss. Earn me, boss.
'Cause I feel like we're on the edge of.
By the way, since we're talking about old things, I'd like to do an impression, my celebrity impression. This is my impression of Al Jolson and Edward G. Robinson meeting on the street. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hey, if the folks at home know who those two people are,
I do.
let us know in the comments below. Also today, folks at home watching this, it is a snow day. So I just want to give props to everyone here for making it through the storm to get here today, because that means
And
a
we
lot.
were on time, too.
Yeah, and everyone was on time too.
Yeah.
I
Gilbert gave me a ride. Yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried is in the house today. He's performing live here at
the
Governor's.
table.
If you're out and about, come out to Governor's tonight, and you can see Gilbert Gottfried here at Governor's Comedy Club. Exciting stuff. He's hilarious.
He's under the Gilbert. You doing all right? I'm doing okay.
He's dancing.
Various racist comments. That's him. All right.
Give him a
Stop
bottle of water.
touching me.
Oh wow.
But
That was good.
so Bonnie and Jeff, what have you guys?
Sorry. I'll stop.
That was the show about
I
them.
just saw you jumping around for joy, and I said I have to ruin that immediately. No, well, what have you guys been up to as far as preparing? Like Jeff, when you got the joke writing challenge today, which was our first round, what were your thoughts?
Shit.
How much should I invest in Lubriderm? Oh, that's my personal life.
Yeah.
Actually, when I went ahead and I got the words, I was sitting there. I was like, "Great, another bunch of shitty words."
They're all random.
Yes, kind of like my sex life. So
that's-
I had
Sex
to
like
work.
a bunch of shitty words.
Yes, and I went ahead. I had to work yesterday again. And I got home late, and then I had to quickly run home, shower. I had a show to do, so I quickly did that. Got home at 12, woke up. So pretty much 2 to 3 hours before this wonderful show, I'm sitting there at my laptop going, holy crap, what the hell am I going to write? Well, here we go.
Can I ask you a question? You said you had to go to work again. Usually people work more than one day. Yes.
Well,
Sorry.
okay,
2
well,
days is an inconvenience.
now here's
I worked once.
well, now wait enough. Here's the inconvenience. I have the dying breed of the single income.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's why I have to.
wow.
Yeah.
So you're out there busting your
Yes.
butt while
while she plays a domestic engineer. I got to give her a nice title.
There you go, domestic engineer. That
with
sounds
the 2
that
wonderful
sounds
kids.
very nice. Well, hey, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I know. Thank God it's me.
And Bonnie, what about you? Before we get into this,
Yeah, I was working the last bunch of days on it, and not, until the 24-hour one, of course.
right.
And I was trying to organize myself and put everything in order, because that's my weak spot, is everything's all over the place and pieces of paper all over. So I wrote everything out like a kindergarten teacher in different colors, and that's
Very
how
nice.
I do things.
It's color coordinated. Very nice. Well, we appreciate that.
At the end, did you give yourself a sticker?
I win, I'll put a sticker on my head.
When you overreact, you shut on and off the lights until you calm down.
Yes.
Now, one thing I always like to ask. One thing I always like to ask our judges before we really get going here is
Boxer briefs.
Yeah, that's the first one. No, I thought you were more of a
I wanna
thong.
know
I thought you were a thong.
This
Boxers.
I'm Irish, for goodness sake.
Oh yeah, poquito.
yeah.
No, so but basically, what I wanted to do, I want you guys.
That's a little too right.
I want you guys to take a good look at our two contestants. Just take a good look at these two characters here.
Drink it in.
And just drink it in. Take a good look. Really size them up.
Nice.
Bonnie's showing some thighs. We got some breast action going on from Bosie. And based off first impressions, like when the
Breast
comedians
action from
first take the
Bosie.
stage.
Overdressed.
What are your thoughts on these two? Overdressed?
Overdressed.
look
Taller
sharp.
than me. That's point off already.
Well, my mom fucked that up, so.
Oh,
I'm not taller than you.
I didn't mean it was all her fault.
yeah.
I blame her.
Okay. All right.
I'm not taller than you.
Well, I mean, with the stool.
Well, that's not our fault.
Well, that's his fault then.
That's his fault.
I like to elevate our contestants.
I don't like that.
I don't know
let,
why.
let them feel like $1 million today because they putting in the work. They had homework. They had all kinds of work.
She loves homework. She's a
They got
teacher.
into it with fan poll.
I like to give it, not to get it.
Yeah, right.
What do you wait?
Yeah, you do.
A point extra. All right.
So, all right. So here we go. The first round. We're getting ready for it. Benny, tell us what's going on.
I will, Don.
Thank you, Ben. What a guy.
Why, thank you, Joe. Every comedian should write their own material, and this round will test their joke writing skills like no other. Both comedians were tasked to write an original joke with a comedy premise and on 5 key words that they received 24 hours prior to tonight's show. Judges give their score based on originality, creativity, style, resourcefulness, and of course, funny.
Yes.
What did you draw us right up on you on that?
Benny, yes, it is true. We have the joke writing challenge. So these guys have been tasked. The premise for tonight's match is I just can't win. I can't win. It's someone else's premise that I from a long time ago. I can't win. I just can't
You
win.
son of a bitch!
I just can't win is the premise, and the 5 keywords were powerful, cloud, rhetorical, soothe, and delay. And they have to incorporate these words into their thing. So I'll give you guys the copy of these words. It's these words right here.
Okay.
Yep. So you guys can take a look at that as they
All right.
go through the joke. All right. So are you ready? Let's first, before we start, let's do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first.
Well, how about I do a gentleman thing and say ladies first? Unless you want me to go first.
I don't care.
So.
All right.
Or
so
you want to do your
Let's
rock,
do
paper,
rock, paper,
okay,
scissors,
ready?
and then
I'm
the
not
winner.
sure how to do this, but okay.
You go like this.
You
this,
don't know how to play
something,
rock,
right?
paper,
Ready?
scissors.
Good.
I got an idea how it goes.
Okay, now I'm doing the lesbian thing again with the second
I
contestant.
don't do that.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
Okay, and she finished first. So
All right, Bonnie, it's your choice. Well, do you want to go first, or you want to pass it off to Jeff
I'll
to
go first, get it over.
All
with.
right,
Like a
so-
Band-Aid, just rip it off.
Bonnie Scalisi with her joke writing challenge. I just can't win. Powerful, cloud, rhetorical, soothe, and delay.
Okay, where do you get a load of this? One day, I took my class to an assembly, and the principal decided to join us. Just as the national anthem ends, someone ripped a powerful fart. I know they purposely delayed that fart for the end of the national anthem. Everyone in the room started to laugh. The principal glared at me, like I better do or say something quick. I said rhetorically, "How disgusting is that? It's not only disrespectful to our country, but to everyone in this auditorium." The laughter stopped. Then, the pungent cloud from this colon demon of a fart permeated the auditorium. Their little laughs and smiles turned to frowns. Some even began to cry. I tried to soothe them and asked them to all sit down. I looked down at my pantyhose, and there was a big hole in them. Thank God! Without that hole in my pantyhose to let the fart out, my legs would have looked like Hillary Clinton's cankles, and I never would have gotten away with launching that fart.
Very good. Bonnie Scalisi with a fart joke like none other. Very great.
Very unique.
Very good. That was
I
awesome.
just can't win.
Yeah, I just can't win. I had a fart come through. All right, so judges, are you guys ready to score this Bonnie's first joke of the day?
It's 1 to 10.
1 to 10, we'll let you guys deliberate, get your scores going.
You know what? I swear to God, someone just farted.
It's not me.
I'm so sorry.
I only fart in jokes, not in real life.
I'm not wearing pantyhose.
So, Bonnie, when you looked at these words, when did the fart premise come into play that you said, I'm going to spin this into a
Right,
fart
which you
joke?
know. Right?
I tried to do like a bait and switch, like you thought a kid was doing the farting, but then
Right.
I self-defecated, and I was the one
You
doing the farting.
self-defecated?
You self-defecating. That's all that took over.
Self-defecating.
Self-defecating you, man.
And
Self-defecating
fart jokes
jokes.
are always funny because they're
Someone get a mop.
universal.
Hey, the very first joke ever recorded was a fart joke.
Really?
Yeah, and like
How do you like that?
the old, like way
BC,
back.
BC.
Yeah, BC.
And a dinosaur came by. Right before, it was before fire. The fart joke was more important than eat meat raw than not laugh.
It was
you know?
before the wheel.
Yeah.
It was before, it was, cavemen always thought, pull my finger, and got huge laughs in the tribe.
Org was the first one to do that. Wound up getting a weekend at the fire. It was great.
Yeah, he was the headliner. Yeah,
He got the light.
yeah, exactly. We'll start with you, Joe. What do you give Bonnie on her fart joke?
I'm going to give it a 5.
Rats.
There could have been some more jokes in there.
Okay.
You could have gone for some more jokes on there. I mean, I like the way you put it together and wrote it, but it was more editorial than going for the joke. So you got to go for the joke a little bit more in that.
Okay.
A 5 from Joe Curry. Very good. Goonin?
I agree. 5.
Wow, another 5.
For the same reason. It could have been quicker, tighter. Less eggier, the fart.
More of a silent fart or a...
I like how you couldn't resist putting down Hillary Clinton.
I know.
And it ended with Hillary Clinton. And he's like,
She has to throw.
You could have why did the chicken cross throat? Because Hillary Clinton.
She hates her.
Like you could have wrote the fart would smell better than some of Hillary's ideas. Something
There you
like that.
go.
I thought she
See?
was just going to end with, it was Hillary.
Yeah, and then I turned around and Hillary farted. Sally, what do you think of Bonnie's fart joke?
I gave her a 6.
A 6.
And I kind of
Thanks,
agreed
Sally.
too. And the concept was like a little different because, like, you were supposed to be like, oh, you can't win, but you kind of did win because you got away with it. So that was a little. You're like,
That's a good point. She did.
No, she
You know?
meant you can't win, Hillary.
oh yeah, it was that.
Well, very good. Sally O'Neill with her 6 points. Very good stuff, Bonnie. All right, Bosie, are you ready to unveil your joke?
I'll try, Don.
I will read it again. It is I just can't win. Powerful, cloud, rhetorical, soothe, and delay. Whenever you're ready, Jeff Bosie.
All right. I just can't win, whether it's family, work, or Facebook polls created by Don Sill. When I was younger, I told my parents one day I'm going to be rich and powerful. My father said, yeah, but first you need to get a job like all the other 30-year-olds. I love when my wife asks me rhetorical questions during dinner. Like last night, she said, would it kill you to look at me once in a while? My mother used to tell me that music would soothe a savage beast. That would explain why my dad always played Beethoven. I admit I'm a bit of a romantic. I wanted to take my wife out to dinner, and we were running late as it is, and I yelled up the stairs, honey, what's taken with the delays? She said, I'm not going anywhere until I make myself look pretty, so I canceled the reservations.
Oh,
That's a good one.
snap.
This is such
It's
bullshit.
gonna be divorce jokes next.
I know.
I hope you're watching, hon. So, my stepdaughter asked me to help her with the science questions that she needed to know. She needed to know the 3 main properties of a cloud. And before I can answer, my wife said, "Just think of them as like his underwear, moist, not all white, and full of harmful gas." So there you go for your fart joke.
Very good. He even included a fart joke
I
in there.
so didn't want to do it, but you know what?
No, you worked it all in there. You had a very good montage of jokes there that all kind of led into one another. I thought it was really good. And you just did that in a couple of hours in between your hectic and crazy work schedule. And
I
so,
didn't want to do a callback like I did the last time, so I was like, forget it.
Yeah, excellent. Well, good stuff. Jeff Bosie with his joke. So now we'll go around. We'll start now with you, Great Goonin. What did you think of Bosie's joke?
A lot of jokes. A lot of jokes. It wasn't a joke. It was a lot of jokes. I'm giving 7.
7.
A lot of jokes. Ended with a fart. Dare I say he was cocky? Get it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna say 7.
Very good. Sally?
Yeah, I went with an 8 for Jeff. I thought there were a lot of clever jokes.
Wow.
There was a lot of, I thought it was good.
Very
There's
nice. An
funny
8.
things. It's hard.
An 8. And Joe Curry?
I'm going to go with a 6. It was funny that Bonnie's got a couple more jokes in, but there could have been a couple more jokes. Looks like there was some missed opportunities in there. Was going to go with go with a 7, but still there was a couple of things there you could have gone after. So we're going to go with a 6.
Very good. I thought the joke about your wife was really
Yeah, I
a
like
stinger. That was a good one.
I like how you basically ended your marriage. To me.
Well, there you go.
Anything for comedy.
That one you
Anything
could
for
keep. I
comedy.
think you can keep that one in your arsenal.
I was actually thinking about that. When I wrote it, I was sitting there like, I love it. I don't give a shit. I'm taking this
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
So.
Well, they knocked it out of the park there with the joke writing challenge. I'm very happy for these guys. Good job. I know that's always a challenge. And Joe, how difficult is that? If I were to give you a premise and 5 keywords to create a joke out of nothing, is that?
It's damn difficult. We do a thing on a show, Davin's Den. It's called In the Barrel. What happens is there's Davin and I as the contestants. Pip Helix, our co-host, will read an article, and after the article, you've got 2 minutes to come up riffing on that article.
Oh, that's good.
And it's along the lines of it's tough. I'm not going to sit here and go, it's tough. What they did is very tough.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's a tough exercise. I mean, I think frankly they did a very good job.
Yeah, they both did a great job, and they both came through with really good jokes. Bonnie's joke was great. I loved it. Like you said, it could be worked a little bit tightened up, but I think the essence of it is great. And there's nothing wrong with a great fart joke.
No,
Nothing wrong with being gassy.
I hate doing those jokes.
But it's like I said, it never
It's your
gets
duty.
Yeah. when duty calls, duty calls.
Sophisticated humor.
Sophisticated fart jokes.
Now, farts and comedy may have evolved through the years.
No, they haven't.
No.
Funny.
No.
And the art of telling a joke has always stayed the same. It's always set up and punch, no matter what. So for these guys, for the comedians today, I was just talking like this with Goonan a little bit about Fred Allens of the world and all these comics from back in the day, Lenny Bruce and Long Islander was Lenny. But a lot of people forget about the guys who paved the way, the Mort Sauls, the Lenny Bruces, even before those guys. How important is it, would you guys say, for comedians today to know the past and know where about the comedians that were before them?
I think it's a very important thing. I've read several books on the subject to know all the the people that influence stuff. I think nowadays a lot of people don't know who did it. I mean, if you're a jazz musician, you know who the jazz greats were, or if you're a good rock musician, who the rock greats were, and knowing the history of it and respecting the history of it, to me, is very, very important. So it is very important to know the roots of comedy, because there were from vaudeville going into the 50s, going into the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. There's always been the pioneers that paved that were game changers. And it's good to know those guys and get influenced by them.
Yeah, I think they should, because there's a lot of things that when they see that, they'll realize, oh, that bit I just thought of, they were talking about that same stuff in the 30s,
Yeah.
the 40s. I mean, look at Buster Keaton. Some of the stuff he did back then is still kind of relevant and funny today, and
Yeah.
that was silent movies. So who were some of the comedians that you kind of paved your
Oh,
self
absolutely.
after?
It was George Carlin.
Oh, yeah.
Cheech and Chong, actually. Kinnison.
Yeah.
Dice, those guys are like the guys that I looked at and said, man, I wish I could, be that good.
So you came up like in the late 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was right
Yeah.
when the height of the Dice Man and
when
Kinnison.
and basically when I was a kid, I just loved George Carlin, loved everything about him. Cheech and Chong were my heroes too. So just from that aspect, those are the guys that made me want to do comedy. And still to this day, Carlin is, I try to write clever material. I fail horribly, but I try to write based on the way Carlin would write.
And I tell you what, man, George Carlin is my number one favorite comedian of all time. I don't think anyone comes close to him. Not even the great and powerful Richard Pryor, who I love. I love Richard Pryor. I love what he did for comedy. I love how many comics he kind of created, who emulated him, right? But I feel like he gets all the glory, and everyone seems to forget Carlin. Where's the Carlin specials? Like there was just a special last week about Richard Pryor and his life. Where's the George Carlin, specials and homages to George Carlin, who was probably one of the greatest joke writers and ever, if you think about it.
Just the way he, and you talk about Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce, Carlin was inspired by Lenny Bruce, so much so that Carlin would go down to Cafe and watch Lenny perform. There was one night that Lenny got arrested, and Carlin got arrested in solidarity. They're riding in the paddy wagon, and Carlin, because he's a big fan of Lenny Bruce, goes, I just want to let you know I want to ride with you because I feel what you believe, and they're turning. And then Lenny Bruce looked at him and go, "You're a moron." What'd you do that for?
I love that. Yeah,
Great story.
that's so great, Lenny Bruce. Yeah, and Goonan, you love the old school guard. What era do you connect with the most? Because I know you love Fred Allen. That's got to be like the 40s. Yeah. And so talk to me a little bit about your heroes.
Mostly me. I like me. I was pretty much born great, and then everybody else is trying to be me, really.
Really?
When they're good, they're trying to be me. When they're bad, they're trying to be everybody else. That's pretty much how it is. To answer honest, I'm trying to be honest.
Well, we appreciate
Humble's a stumbling block.
I want to be humble today. Because Martin Luther King Day come, I'm humble.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
but
mostly me.
So, so who have you influenced? Who are some of your?
Pretty much everybody, really. Pretty much everybody around. That's pretty much it. There's me. There was Chaplin was okay. He didn't say much, but and then there was me, and then everybody else pretty much. Money.
I've learned a lot in the past 20 minutes. Yeah,
that's right.
Do you see your influence in our contestants today?
Well, I have a shirt like that. Yeah, I have a shirt just like that.
Very
and
nice.
I have a dress just like that.
Very nice.
And I shaved my legs too.
That's what I heard. I heard you got nice, soothing, smooth, silky legs.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's why you like to wear the shorts.
That's why I like to wear the shorts. Exactly.
Well,
I like how he thought I was going to give a real answer to it.
He's still waiting.
Yeah, I am. I'm still waiting for him to.
He's like, how many times can you come back to me? A lot.
But now we're getting ready for the next round 2, which is premise pressure. And this one now we're going to throw out. I gave you guys a sheet of premises on there. So we're just going to throw random premises at the comedians. We're going to start with Bozy on this one, and then they're going to have 2 minutes on the clock. And I'm going to let Benny, in a second, explain to everybody
that thing.
What's going on. Benny, tell them what's happening.
Hey, Don, this is what's happening. Comedy can certainly throw a lot of curveballs, and sometimes you have to think quick on your feet. So in round 2, premise pressure, we will see how fast these comedians are with a variety of comedy premises.
Yes.
Oh. Each comedian will be given a variety of random comedy premises and must fire off a hilarious punchline with each premise they land on, or that lands on them. They will have 2 minutes on the clock.
Excellent. Yes, so we're getting ready for premise pressure. Everyone understands the rules. Bozy, you know what's going on, right?
No.
Not really.
Very good. On that note, in 3, 2, are you ready for premise pressure action?
Okay.
Are you guys ready? So we're going to start with Joe. We'll have you throw out when I start the clock. You'll throw out the first premise. Okay. We have the premises are on this sheet.
Oh,
yeah.
I was about to make some up.
We have specific ones for Jeff.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, specific.
Gotcha.
And specific for Bonnie.
Gotcha.
But these are for this, and then these are random pool you could jump into.
Gotcha.
All right. So there will be random premises that these guys do not know what's happening. They have to come up with a joke on the spot with the premises. They will be judged on the amount of premises that they get to, and of course the jokes and the funny of each punchline. Are you ready, Jeff Bozy?
Okay.
And here we go.
That doesn't sound like committed.
He's very enthused.
Yeah.
It's like he's getting a shot. Okay, give me the shot.
Put in my ass.
Here we go.
The shot.
in. No, you wanted the poquito little,
thought he was at an
pee over there.
audition.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, premise time.
Barber.
Like every time I go to my barber, he always tries to go ahead and upsell me for a shave. I mean, does this guy actually think I'm at home taking my razor and like bumping my face all over it? It was quick.
I got it.
The Hallmark Network.
Let's see here. I always love coming home and catching my wife watching the Hallmark Network because it's a way of her trying to plot my death.
Grammar.
I dated a girl back in college, and we used to always text back and forth to each other. And, we started getting hot and heavy. We started sexting. So I went ahead and I typed, "Oh, my God, I'm coming." And she corrected me by saying, "That's CUMMIG." And I go, "Not anymore."
Vegans.
They need to be wiped off the planet.
I'll plug that one. No.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking how grammar is misspelled. Anyway, anyway, Chinese food,
Chinese food.
which in China is just called food.
Yes. One time I went ahead and I put in an order for Chinese food. I brought it home, and I opened it up, and what was staring at me was like a dead insect. It was like this huge hornet. So I brought it back right away, and the lady behind the counter was like, "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Listen, I go ahead. I make you a new order." And I was like, "No, listen. I'm not looking to collect the series. What's in the next one, Godzilla?"
Nice.
And time.
Nice.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Racism
Very
at
good.
the end.
Very good. Very good.
Jeff
very good.
Bosey getting it done.
Which technically is Japanese, but we won't.
Yeah.
You know, they all have the arm and arm.
Yeah, you know.
That's all right. Do
But he
my
pulled it out. He
laundry.
pulled
Do
it out.
My laundry.
Sally, we'll start with you. What do you think about Mr. Bosey's premise pressure jokes?
I gave you a 6, and I know it's like difficult. I know it's really hard to come up with things, but I thought some of the things were like funny, but there wasn't any like great things. But I know it's difficult. But I thought you're like a solid 6.
Very good. A 6 from Sally. And Joe, what did you think?
I gave him a 7 because
Nice.
basically we do a bit similar to this one on our show.
So he's a thief.
Yeah, no, but no, because I've had to do it, and it's tough, especially when you're under the clock and you're trying to get to something as quickly as possible. It's very demanding. It's 7. It's good.
Very good. Goonan,
I'm gonna hate this because I always do the decimals. I'm giving you a 6.5.
6.5,
Such a
6.5.
pain.
Now I was only going to give you a 6, but then you racially made fun of the Asians.
Yeah.
And I think that deserves
That
an extra
counted.
point.
Okay.
And I also like the fact that your normal cadence sounds very depressed and upset. So I like that. I like
And
that.
that's a point 5.
Wow.
That's a
Right.
point 5.
It's like oh, here I go
Yes.
again.
That's his whole vibe, his whole essence.
Yeah, I
That's
like
his
that.
shtick.
6.5.
Very
And-
good.
Yes.
The Bosey.
Godzilla.
You happy with those scores, Jeff?
Oh, do I have a choice?
See what I mean?
I mean,
Sure.
like really?
That's why I asked him. I wanted to see.
Was there like like something else I could have done in return, like give out handies? I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well, if you're offering handies, yeah, why not? No, I'm
after the
just
show.
It's like,
There you go.
it's like when your boss says, "This race seems fair." What are you going to say? No, it's
I like when
Yes,
you're
sir.
stuck on the train and they go, "Thank you for your patience." Like, what the hell else am I going to do?
yeah.
Bonnie, now after seeing Jeff go through it, how you feeling? Are you feeling more confident?
No.
Or- no?
Less confident.
Why? You think he nailed it?
Yeah, I think you did really well.
I think
Oh,
you're going to
yeah.
rock it. You have to dig deep, Bonnie. You got this, Bonnie.
It's a mess of confidence.
I don't know what.
Holy cow!
Go team, go! Go team, go!
Just
Like
'cause
your
you don't
photo. Yay!
Just because you don't
I
have a
hate
printer.
that photo, by the way.
yeah. Yeah, I think you came through. Like, you don't have the printer, but you still came through with the color coding on notes. I think you got this, Bonnie. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you got like
When you
1,000
go home
pages.
tonight, you unwind and put on the Victrola. You'll know. Great job tonight.
Get in your horseless carriage. And go.
All right, is everybody ready? Are you ready, Bonnie Scalise?
Yeah, I'm getting a cramp, but yes, I'm
Well, we'll let you get up and stretch out in a minute.
Stand up
and,
if you want. You don't want.
It is.
Stand up if you
no,
want.
it's okay.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Is everybody ready? We'll go through the same way again. We'll start with you, Joe.
Gotcha.
And 3, 2, 1, premise time.
Conservatives.
Okay. I look conservative, and I am. I conserve my energy to tell you to fuck off.
I didn't realize we were related.
Can I do another one? Or?
No, we'll keep rolling through.
I got 10 more of these.
That's just got confidence.
Can
Can we do
I
more?
person to fuck off? Homeless people.
That's not one of them. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Homeless people. I think that homeless people should be given a job, and then they're not going to be homeless anymore and pay taxes.
It's really help. That's not a joke. That's help. But okay.
What else does he have there?
Mother-in-law.
Thank you.
Oh.
My mother-in-law hates me for taking away her son. That's okay. I hate her for giving birth to her son.
Wow.
Very angry.
That's my recurring theme. Anger.
I'm scared.
We'll cheer you up. Addicted to porn.
Is that
That's the premise. Addicted to
No,
porn.
I was just confessing.
They have premises that are also random premises.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to face it. I'm addicted to porn.
Nice.
I had it here. I lost it for a second. Impeachment. Dun 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 dun.
Impeachment. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Which flavor is that?
Not Trump.
I'm going to switch it around, and because of impeachment, I'm going to talk about Hillary losing the election. And why did she lose the 2016 presidential election? Because she was trumped.
Nice. Okay.
Sally.
Stupid.
Okay.
Oh, you
I'm
called her
so
name.
I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. My daughter told me if I looked stupid up in the dictionary, there would be a picture of me there. The joke's on her. I looked it up, and my picture's not there.
And time. Yes, Bonnie
Yeah, that was
Scalise
cute,
comes
Bonnie.
through with the premise
Can we do
pressure.
a bonus for both of them right now from the list?
Let's do it. Wait, we'll have a bonus. I like
bonuses.
the idea.
There's one here that I just want to see with it. Boba Fett. What do you guys have to say about Boba Fett?
Love
Boba
Boba Fett.
Fett.
What's a Boba?
Okay, fine.
I don't know what that is.
My wife is considered to be the Boba Fett in the family because she's always trying to track down where I'm at when I'm not at home and spending my weekly paycheck.
Very nice.
And she has a baby Yoda with her?
She does. She does. Yes, my son is
Baby
beautiful.
Yoda has taken over the internet. You have seen Baby Yoda, right, Bonnie? She's all over the internet. Little
Oh,
baby.
that's what it is?
It's from the Boba
is
Fett show.
That guy, yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
Well, the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it looks like Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Wow. Premise pressure. So we didn't score Bonnie yet, did we? So let's start with you, Goonin. What do you think about Bonnie's premise pressure action? She did really well. And just so everyone knows at home, some of the premises are actually from their own acts. And then some of the premises are very random, but they don't know what order we're giving them anything in. So it is very difficult nonetheless.
Yeah. Bonnie was like all mad when we weren't using it.
Like
One of the judges, one of the judges didn't use it, like one of hers. And
She's like, this doesn't count.
when it got to me,
That's why I brought it up.
Well,
'cause
I
she-
shan't say any simile.
It's like how Jeff's sort of natural cadence is sort of like, has he's given up on life, he's sad. Bonnie's sort of angry. Everyone who walked by, everyone
Right.
can go fuck themselves.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
good dynamic
Now, I was
going on.
going to
between
give
the
her
two.
a 6.5 too, also, but I gave her a 7 because she said, oh, well, what's Boba Fett? I like that.
A 7 for Bonnie. Sally, what do you
Give her a
think for
7
Bonnie?
what's Boba Fett?
yeah, I didn't even use any of the generics because I was just afraid not. I was
of an attack.
like I saw the look that you gave one of these guys, and I was looking for him, and then I immediately went, "Oh, I'm Christian." Yeah, I gave you a 7. I thought you were funny. I thought you did a
Wow,
really good
very
job.
good.
It's difficult.
I gave Bonnie an 8. There was just a couple more jokes in hers. I mean, Jeff did fine too, but she just, it's content of joke. How many jokes you getting out? Bonnie just
Yeah,
had
that's how I
a couple
felt.
of more jokes, so she goes with an 8.
Wow, an 8. Bonnie Scalisi coming through in the prom.
I really hope you win because I'm getting tired of coming back here.
I am too.
I know it's gonna be
No,
tough.
I'm going to forfeit to him.
If it
No,
Forfeit to each
no.
It's for a paid spot, and if you continue coming, there'll be new rounds.
Go get a mop.
There'll be new rounds, and
that's
and even more.
Approval from the booth. Thank you.
Who was that?
That I believe that was.
That's Mayor de Blasio.
That's Hillary Clinton's bodyguard is here.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, look, guys, do you think comedy is a young person's
I
game?
like when someone says something about jizz, everyone laughs and you goes, no.
I'm trying to bring it back there because jizz is so easy. But do you think comedy is a young man's game, or is it, or can an older person get in the game now and make it?
Funny is funny, and and as the older you get, you experience more. I mean, I write a lot about more personal experience than I did when I was doing this at 25, because I lived a lot more life. I lost a parent. I did this. I got married. I got divorced. And I wasn't doing that at 25. I am doing that now. So funny is funny, regardless if you're 15, regardless if you're 75. You can write jokes and make people laugh. That's all that counts.
I agree, but and I think too on the open mic level, you're starting to see a lot more.
younger.
You see younger and older though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a good mix.
Yeah.
And going by the open mic levels, I mean, what's the talent pool like out there, guys? Is it do you think the older?
Well, I run a mic, so I see, I go to mics and I run a mic. It's mostly young men, mostly, but there are, a sprinkling of older people that come in, and it's so refreshing to hear them. Not that I'm dissing young people, but there's so many more young people
Such a hip
compared
word,
to.
diss. Young word.
She's been hanging around the youngins.
I know.
Well, they're the ones that have the time to show
Save
up
my
because they don't
meal.
have jobs and responsibility. I mean, they
Right.
have jobs and responsibilities.
So you're
They're
calling them
homeless.
losers. Okay. All right.
They're the homeless that she brought up
Minus
earlier.
one.
Let's find them some
I like how
jobs.
she actually cured homelessness while we were here. Homelessness,
Yeah.
she's like, they should get for what is you call it, jobs.
Yeah, they should all
and
get
then they will
jobs.
have what you call it, a structure to live in.
Well, you'll get the home. What's your home club? By the pail at the train station. Very good. Thank you so much.
But yeah, I think
I like the older comics just because, you look at the audience. I mean, the people that can afford to go out and have dinner, they're like all our age.
Yeah, exactly,
And,
so you
and
can
the
relate to them.
young kids come up there. I'm like, I don't know what they just said.
You ever see a young person figure out what a cover charge is, how angry they get? What the hell is this? I've never heard of such a thing. What is tax? I don't know what a tax on this
I
is.
know.
I have to
I
buy
thought
2
this was
drinks.
free. Yeah.
And what about Jackie Mason? He started really late.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, he started very late.
Yeah, I think Jackie
he was a
Mason did.
rabbi.
Yeah.
And then he started, I think in his
Same thing with
60s
Rodney.
or something.
Rodney
Yeah, Rodney
Dangerfield.
came back in his 40s, I believe, and with a new name. Does anyone know his real name?
His real name is Jacob Cohn. Then it was
Right.
Jack Roy.
Yeah, Jack Roy. Yeah, yeah.
That was it.
Very
Where do I
good.
win, by the way?
See, now you're showing your true colors as a true comedy fan.
you
go.
I love it. See, I knew we'd bring it out of him.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say comedy, the right age for a comedian is probably like close to 40, black hair, short.
Maroon shirt.
You got a problem with gingers?
Shaving today, you
Got a
know.
problem with
Distinguished
gingers?
chin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what it's
a
about.
little bit of, yeah, right, a distinguished chin. Right, old socks. Sure.
Oh, before we go any further, we do have to have a word from our sponsor. So we're going to have our guy, our buddy here, is going to talk to us a little bit about Island Ice Hockey by MHL.
Sure.
So we're going to swing the
How do you spell
microphone.
MHL?
Bonnie, can you swing the microphone over? So
Or he could just take
This
Benny
is
Oh, he can take the
and
handheld mic.
stand over there.
I don't think he can
That'd
take
be
it
great.
with that. Oh, he takes it with one hand? Okay.
Pick up this. And then.
All right. So we have a very special.
And then
There we go. Here. Take the mic. Take the mic.
Yeah.
Talk into that.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah. Thanks.
Treat it,
is
like,
he? Make sure he's on camera and looks.
treat it,
You might have to go against the glass a little bit.
treat it
more.
naturally.
All right, there he is, Arnie Price. He was one of our contestants on the show, lost to Bruce Lipsky, his best friend, and we bringing Arnie back as a spokesman because he is a hockey player, a spokesman for the Island Ice Hockey. So go ahead, Arnie, tell us all about it.
Okay, Island Ice Hockey. By MHL has weekdays and weekends for the beginners to the experts. They have a team for everybody. You could be 16 or you could be as old as me. Yeah, I can play. See? I can play. You're going to question me? I got the stick.
Oh, is that what that meant?
Don't question me with the guy with the stick.
I thought those were old freezy freakies.
You know, Island Ice Hockey has a team for everyone. They got a team for me. They even got a team for you. Bonnie, I don't know. But there is a team for everybody. So sign up. Go to islandicehockey.com and register. And for you old folks like you, if you don't have a computer, you don't know what .com is, you could call them.
Bonnie, you have to explain more to Bonnie.
There's a telephone. You pick up the phone, you dial 631-262-0543 for more information. But when you call, you tell them Arnie sent you. You got it?
Yes, tell him Arnie sent you.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Arnie, what's the phone number again?
Say again?
What's the phone number again?
The phone number there is 631-262-0543.
Okay, I'll throw it up there.
Yes.
Next in is Setauket Proctology. Let's see what he brings in.
Arnie, stay there. Arnie, stay there for a second. Arnie Price, I appreciate you, buddy, coming in through the snow to do this for us today. So I want to give you an applause for that. Thank you very
you.
much.
Hold on, he plays hockey.
Yes,
No, he wasn't
I'll
fighting.
tell you what.
He's
Smell the
skating
glove. You want to smell the glove?
Oh, smelling the
I don't know what you.
I think that's the dirtiest thing that was said today.
That should be the next challenge.
glove.
Smell the glove. Whoever gets the lowest points has to smell the Artie's.
You got whoever smells the glove gets an extra point.
Smell the glove, find,
You don't have
Arnie
to
will.
kids.
All right.
find the cup.
Arnie, so you've been here for a few minutes now. I've been watching the premise pressure rounds. Do you know either of these two comedians?
Yeah, sure, I know both of them.
All right, great. And what do you think of them so far in the show?
They're both terrific comedians. I've seen them here. I've seen them open mics, at regular shows. Really good. Really, really good. Both very friendly and nice to everybody, whether you're here or there. Now, I went through what they did, and I had a tough judge. So, but you guys did a terrific job.
Did you have to sit in the penalty box?
Oh, my God.
Powers.
I was in the penalty box for sure. Oh, my God. I got my hands.
Thank God! I just that thing down my Kojo. Go,
Go. No, but it's hard to do what you're doing, especially on the spot. And these are two professionals. One day you're going to see him on Jay
Wow,
Leno.
that's a little too much there.
Jay Leno's not on TV.
That was his
Getting
point.
You mean he's going to be on top of Jay
I did
Leno?
not bring any lube for you today.
No, I got the cash though. You know?
Well, that's always accepted.
Cash is always acceptable.
Well, Arnie, who do you did you vote in the fan poll?
I don't want to say who.
Sanjaya?
That's you're not supposed to tell you who you voted for because they're both really good.
I
Yeah.
won't listen. I have no idea who he voted for. Everyone, no idea whatsoever. Oh, I'm sorry. You're next to me.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Bonnie is better looking.
Oh, thank
Yes, you got that. That is
There
true.
you go.
That is very true.
You got to give her that, right? No boy, come on. Is what it is.
Arnie, how are the roads out there, Arnie?
Well, they aren't that bad. I'm driving Subaru. So, it gets through. It gets you through. You can't say that on there. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking, but I can't say it on the radio.
You can say it on here. It's okay.
you can?
You talking about
Okay,
lesbians?
I'm driving a Lesbaru.
Yes, a lesbaroo.
Nothing like a little wordplay.
Yes.
My wife won't drive the car. She's got short hair. She gets in the car. Everyone's trying to hit on her. Not guys. Not guys.
Yeah.
Women.
Put that in your act. That's good stuff.
I tell her put on a plaid shirt and you'll really get hit.
Right, get on a flannel.
Well, Arnie Price, thank you again, buddy. I love you. You can stick around all night long.
Thank you, guys.
Come back and talk to you.
Good luck to both of you, and again, you're terrific.
Thank you.
I do want to see if the Gagoots has been looking at our comments for the people live here on Facebook Live, the comments that they've been leaving. If there's anything notable from our fan base, what they're thinking so far about our two contestants. So let's see, Gagoots, what's going on? What's cooking besides the pasta, my friend?
I'm a cooking with gas. This show's a cooking with a gas tonight. We got a lot of people. We got, of course, Taz, the residential artist.
Oh, I love
Taz
Taz.
Who watches us all the time.
She's awesome. She's awesome. Her sketches are amazing. I love her.
Somebody wrote, I'm not saying his name, but he wrote, Bonnie wins against Jeff, proving anger beats a depression.
Remember that when we close.
Yeah, because the angry person will hit you over the head. The depressed person will leave you alone.
But and I was looking.
No.
By the way, Gagoots,
No.
are you still running away from Donkey Kong every chance you get?
That's so nice, Charles. I'm watching your show. I know where you live.
Hey, give me a ride home.
I give you a ride. You mind being in the trunk of a Cadillac Seville? Because I ride you home. You living near the river?
Now I do, I guess.
No, I love this guy. I love this guy. That's what Christopher Walken said about Dennis Hopper. I love this guy. Now, I just want to tell you that the voting right now, is a 499 votes.
Wow. Almost teetering on 500
almost to
votes.
500.
You look like you snorted a cat.
The Gagoots.
I'm not on camera. They don't know what you're talking about. But I don't eat Chinese food.
What's going on with ISIS? I mean lemon ice.
Lemon ice. Hey, that's a nice.
But people can still vote on the fan polls. It's open till about 8:59. We're going to announce it at 9 o'clock right before the show ends of who won the polls. At 9 p.m. is when we will declare the winner, even though the poll still stays live for a couple of more days. But that's when we declare the winner of this thing. So vote. Put your votes in. Keep commenting. We want to know what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, and who you think has the edge on this comedy showdown of the ages between Jeff Bosey and Bonnie Scalisi. And now we're getting ready to move on again to squash the Gagoots. This is our roast battle, and I will explain. Gagoots, are you almost ready?
I'm almost ready.
All right, I am going to ready.
He's going to eat the mushroom. It's going to make him bigger.
So what we'll do is we'll have Jeff will go first. So Bonnie, you could exit, and we're going to let the Gagoots sit there.
Oh, okay.
And then we will switch places when it's your turn. All right. Well, as Bonnie
I got
slips
it.
out of there, we will now go to the rules. Here we go, folks. When performing stand-up comedy, comedians should know how to handle hecklers and be able to roast a person at the drop of a dime. So this round, these comedians will have to face off and trade insults with our very own Gagoots for 3 minutes. This will test each comedian's roasting skills and sharp comedic comebacks. So, are you ready, everybody? For the Gagoots!
I got the pizza over here. I got my pizza box. I'm going to give you a good agita.
Now,
My
Gagoots,
friend.
last time you never faced off against Bosey.
No, I wasn't here.
What were you doing with your mustache? What was it, falling off? You got it a leprosy.
I was playing with the hockey guy back there. He knocking my stash. I knocking his ace.
Oh.
I don't mess around.
So, are you ready, Gagoots, to take on the Bosey? What have you been doing?
I'm
to prepare
ready. I
for-
don't
for
think my
Jeff Bosey?
mustache is ready.
Yeah, the mustache has been having faulty mustache lately.
Looks just
Yeah,
like my
yeah.
grandma.
Just like your grandma's mustache.
Whoa. Yeah. It's a wax.
All right,
My,
so
my
Bosey-
grandmother used to like the snuff. She used to do the snuff,
Oh,
and that
she
would
was a
burn the
coke addict.
mustache
Yeah.
off. Yeah, she was a coke addict.
Now, Jeff, when
Okay.
you know you're battling against the Gagoots, is it different than when you battled against Nigel as far as your preparation?
not
About
just
a couple of shades lighter. Yeah, so yes,
Whoa!
absolutely.
That's not nice. You son of Danamici.
You son of Donamici.
You son
I can't believe it. Jesus Christ. I took the fucking train here. Peak hour tickets. Anyway,
It was peak level tickets. All right, are we ready to rock? Here we go. 3 minutes on the clock with the roast. We are judging on the on Bosey's comebacks. And 3, 2, 1, roast.
Jeff, your initials are J and B because that's what your parents drank when you were conceived.
I have to ask, why do you look like an underfunded Mario brother?
Oh, underfunded. I'm a celebrity chef.
You're a celebrity chef. I'm just curious. The only thing that's really more watered down than your sauce is your Depends.
Oh! Who told you to sniff of my crotch? You look like a depressed Mr. Potato Head.
You know what's amazing? You and my father have a lot in common. You were a machinist. He was a machinist. You tell long-winded, corny jokes. So did he.
Oh, snap.
He was a nicer guy. Not like you. You son of a peaches and cream.
I'm really impressed that you're out so late. Such a rebel, going against your day pass.
Your emotional support dog committed suicide.
I'm just curious. Out of all the names that you could have picked, Gagoots, why does it sound like something that secretes out of your girlfriend's vagina?
Oh, my God.
Listen, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I know that on the air like that, your wife could be watching.
Oh, the last time you got a blowjob was when your eye doctor gave you a glaucoma exam. You son of a bitch. Every time you ring a bell, an angel... Oh, okay, you got that one. Hey.
Gagoots get points.
All right, Joe. Every time you ring a bell, an angel burns its wings.
Wait, hold on. I have to get this. Yeah, it's for you. It's 1965. They want their jokes back.
Oh. You don't even know what a television is, you fucking millennial son of a bitch. Oh, shit.
Millennial?
He got me cursing now, this guy.
Yes.
Oh.
When you role play with your wife, do you play someone with intelligence?
Oh. Right now, your wife is playing with someone else.
Listen, that's true, unfortunately.
So again, we should run and go do it.
You should. You should.
I sure should.
Your wife is cheating on you.
Your crotch is a condo for fruit flies.
You know, I always hear you say "some of a bitch." Do you have to be plugged? Do you always have to be plugged in your documentary? Oh! Yeah, at least you know one of the vowels.
My documentary is called "I Make a Stew with What You Got." I make a stew gots.
And that's what makes you Gugats or Gugoots or whatever your name is.
What the hell of
today.
nationality are you? You look like a Heinz of 58.
Pretty good, pretty good. Look at you go. Listen, Betty, when you listen, Gagoots. Oh, hold on. I didn't want to say it's Betty out loud.
He said, "Look at you go."
Yeah, go Goots.
Time.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Yes. Look at Goots and Bozy toe to toe in an insult battle for the ages. That was fun stuff. They're shaking it out. They're still friends,
Stop
ladies and
touching my
gentlemen.
There's still
Oh!
They're
You
rubbing
still
each
got
other's
one?
laps as we speak right now. That was always fun. I always love a good roast battle. Goots has it tough because he's got to do this every week. So it's always, he's got to come up with fresh insults every single week.
Fresher recipes every week, man.
And Bozy came out swinging pretty hard. He had some good ones. So we'll start with you, Joe. What do you think about Jeff Bozy's roasting skills?
I got a 5.
A 5.
5.
Joe is the toughest judge I've ever seen.
He's very easy.
He's like,
Gagoots got a 10.
Hey!
I'm trying to figure out these two Italian guys sleeping with each other later tonight.
Yeah, right.
So what do you think about Jeff? Like, do you have any critiques for him for his roasting, or?
Got to be a skosh quicker. Just a skosh quicker. Now, I'm going to say something about crowd work. Crowd work is very, very tough. So once again, I'm not going to say, well, I've been doing this over 20 years. I'm still getting the hang of it. So it's not something, it's a piece of cake. It's very, very tough to do. One of the few things I can say, got to be a little quicker on that. You also missed one when who made the Mr. Potato Head joke?
he did. Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, you should have said, I guess you stole the mustache from him. You could have threw that in.
You could have bounced back.
So there's one there. So it was good. It's tough, but it's 5.
5. Okay, and Goonan, what do you got?
Well, I agree with what you're saying, but I gave him a 6. And I gave him a 6 for 2 reasons. Because when the Gagoots declared that your wife was cheating on you, you said, probably true. and your biggest comeback to him later on was, well, look at you go. I thought that was pretty good. I was going to give him points for that. Because
Bozy's very
I do
supportive.
agree with what Joe said about going faster, but that's not Your cadence is slow.
Besides that, the whole thing is I'm trying to give him time to speak, because
Because of the mustache.
Yeah, he's got to not get that thing in his mouth.
Right. Oh, you
Yeah,
were-
just
I had about
Just like
6
when
more
you
things
were
to
on the
say
Fire
there.
Island Ferry.
One
you
more, Ralph. What's one more you got there? What's one more you would have thrown at him if you had a chance? We have an hour. You could say it slow.
Oh, we still have 3 more rounds.
Let's see here. Listen.
Let's see here. It's the funniest part. Let me see here.
Oh, here it is.
Section 1A, Goose Street.
The Gagoots is to comedy as Garth Brooks is to comedy.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that one.
But yeah, Bozy is very supportive comedian. I like that you called him out on that. That's very good stuff. There. But
Yeah,
look at you,
go.
look at you go.
Well, wazoo.
Well, aren't you just the favorite in class?
Sally-
Look at that mustache. My God, I never
my
saw a man
God,
with
dude.
leprosy just taking over. Oh my God.
Aha! You're unmasked.
We got it.
Now we know who
Now
you
we know
are.
who you are.
Wardrobe
You're the
malfunction.
butler. You're not an Italian. You're the Irish gardener. I see.
Colonel Mustard did it in the kitchen. But yeah, so Sally, what do you get? What do you give?
Yeah, I gave him a 6, and I think I think roasting's difficult for you because you're so self-deprecating and
Well, you're
And,
supposed to be, so you
you
don't
know,
get knifed
you're
in
not-
an alley.
yeah, I know, but
Is that
like
what stops you from
with
getting
re-
knifed in an alley? That being
Take
self-deprecating?
Take it.
You don't think it's like just not going through Harlem? You don't think it's just that?
just being
I tried it once. I tried it.
Yeah, but you're it's hard to roast for you, I think, because it's just not like something you're comfortable with because you're so nice.
I don't want to make him
you know?
have a heart attack.
Yeah, but you had really good stuff, and it's hard to come up with original roasting stuff,
Yeah. Well, good job.
Good job. Good job.
All right, we'll switch places now. Get Bonnie Scalisi back in here and let her her turn to go head to head against these guys. And now, have either of you guys, any of you, ever been in a roast battle before? Like gone toe to toe with another comedian and
Always won.
No.
Always was the best at it. Was immediately great. People applauded. The key to the city, all that stuff.
You're Donald Trump.
it's gonna be
No,
huge.
This is actually my hair.
It's kind of funny, just like watching the comics, but like sitting here. It always seems like the ones that are really good at it had like 4 or 5 older brothers or something.
Yeah,
you know
they've
that
been
like
used to-
they just had it. Like you were so used to coming back at stuff,
Just for survival.
Right.
And yeah, like Joe, coming up with Adam Ferrara and Anthony Cumia, you guys must have given each other a lot of crap here and there. And
We did, but the best thing about the best of the best goofing on each other was Opie and Anthony. When you had Patrice O'Neill, Anthony,
Yes.
Voss, Norton, Bob Kelly, and you would listen to those guys, and it was you couldn't breathe. Those guys are, and that's just from hanging out at the table. Those guys hanging at the table at the Comedy Cellar and stuff like that. And those guys just make it unbelievably funny. The way those guys just rip. I mean, they would, Voss would get a line handed to him and then just deliver something back and just destroy whoever delivered that. Patrice, God rest his soul, would do the same, same thing.
Patrice
Those
was-
guys were so good at that.
yeah, I think Patrice was one of the best. I mean, I wouldn't. Have you ever been in a room with him going?
Yeah, has
him
he ever
going-
roasted you?
have you ever
Yes, he has.
'Cause
What did he
I-
say to you?
I forget who we had someone on the show the other day who said that. Oh, Nigel.
Yeah, it was Nigel Fulton. I
Nigel
saw that
Fulton, and he's
episode.
like, and I was like, but wasn't it cool to be roasted by Patrice O'Neill? He's like, no.
What happened was I'm on Opie and Anthony. I'm with Patrice. I'm going to Calgary, Canada, headlining out there, and then we go to plug the gig. So Patrice goes, "Where are you going?" I go, "I'm going to the Comedy Cave in Calgary." As what? I go, "I'm going as the headliner." "You're a headliner? How long do you got?" I go, "I could do an hour." Yes, I could do it. He ripped me apart. I get to Calgary. The manager of the club picks me up from the airport. He's taking me to the gig. He goes, "By the way, who's Patrice O'Neill?" And I go, "He's a comic from New York." He goes, "Yeah, people are asking him if he's here this weekend." That was me.
That's great.
So yeah, I got a Patrice star. He was phenomenal. Great barbecuer too. Holy smokes! You come over to my buddy's house, barbecue like nobody's business. He was Very, very, very funny guy. It was a sad loss when he passed away.
Did you? Yeah, Patrice was one of the greatest. I got to see him live a few times. Definitely a hilarious guy. Definitely intimidating.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Now, when he goes out, do you ever give it back to him? And how did that go? Or do you just take it and just be, all right?
I just take it. I'm no match for him.
Yeah.
You know what? You know, Don? No. He's one of the best.
Yeah, you just kind of like wait
You
for the end.
sit there and take your medicine.
You wait for the beating to
Wait for the. You said it. Just wait for the beating to end, like when a bear attacks you. Just sit there, play dead. Hopefully it goes away. You know.
Exactly. Well, now we got Bonnie Scalisi's in the hot seat. She's getting ready to go up against the Gagoots. Bonnie, how are you feeling about this?
Not good.
You
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But you're our very first winner, and
and I didn't even know anything. You didn't tell me anything ahead of time that time.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and
I
now
was the guinea pig.
and now you know, now you know all about
Yes,
the Gagoots. You had
yes.
time to research him,
Yes.
time to figure it all out, and are you guys ready to rock and roll?
Dun, 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 dun.
That's the Gagoots theme song, and he is ready to go. All right, is everybody ready?
Yes.
Who goes first? Him?
No, you can go.
You can go first. Ladies first. And 3, 2, 1, roast.
The Gagoots' mustache is constantly falling off. Too bad that nose doesn't come off with his glasses.
Oh, I like that. That's a some hairdo you got. Who's your hairdresser? The Bride of Frankenstein? You getting your nails done at Petco.
Gagoots' mustache is just like his mother's, but hers doesn't fall off.
Oh! Yeah. Bonnie wants to. I'll give you a free mustache ride later. Only cost you 50 cents. That's the service charge to glue it back. Go ahead.
The Gagoots is a small boat owner. His wife said he has a little dinghy.
Oh!
Bonnie, you always seem to wear the same type of dresses. That's because you get all of your clothes from Diana Ross's dumpster.
I asked my Italian friend what a Gagoots means. After seeing him, she said it must mean kid toucher.
Oh, I'm a no pedofilino. I'm a no that pedofilino. I'm a no.
Pedophilia. He does that on the street.
Yeah,
Nice family. Keep to themselves.
that sounds like some. I'm going to serve that in my next restaurant. Will you like a nicer pedofilino with a vodka sauce? All right, I'm sorry. Bonnie, you're so horny that the last time you had sex with a man, he became the wet spot.
The Gagoots can actually remember his first BJ. He just can't remember what he washed it down with.
Oh! Your guardian angel sent a resume to Satan, you son of Donamici.
The Gagoots has always loved guinea pigs, but just once he'd love to have a skinny Irish girl.
I had more Irish girls than you know. And maybe your mama.
Yes.
Okay, my turn. The skeletons in your closet started their own support group.
It's a shame the Gagoots doesn't speak much of the English, and he didn't know what a merkin was. A merkin is an artificial hairpiece for the pubic area, or more simply put, a toupee for the pubes. He bought that mustache on the merkin clearance rack. He loved the low price, but knew something was fishy about it.
Oh! Can I use the same joke I use? Your crotch is a condom for fruit flies.
Hey, that's you can't double down.
All right, I got one. If you had a pee-pee sticking out of you for every pee-pee that was in you, you look like a friggin' porcupine.
My vag has less hair on it than the Gagoots has on his lip, but that's because I shave.
Oh, man.
Oh,
You do.
yeah. You got
I just back to the
Cross your legs.
you get an extra point for shaving your.
John one, yeah.
And time! Very good. Bonnie came out the gate swinging hard on that one, man. Wow, Bonnie's really let it go.
I got a lot of anger.
Gagoots, what do you think about Bonnie? Her this time around, a different Bonnie from the first show.
She was a much better, right, improved, just like all of my students that they cook with me.
Yes.
They improve, and I tell her, you wear a clothes like a Bonnie, you're gonna get a big marks with me. You're gonna be bending over to pick up a lot of stuff.
All right, Goonan, what do you think about Bonnie Scalisi's
Give her
roasting?
a 7.
Wow, 7, yes.
A 7. She stuck with the mustache. and she also made fun of his. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And cross your legs. I could tell you shaved. Yeah, it was angry and turned me on.
Sally, what do you think?
Yeah, same thing. 7.
Turned you on too.
Yeah.
Yes, a 7.
You turned me on.
How do you think you were here the last go around?
Yeah, she was so brave the last time because it was really,
We had no
it was
idea.
really hard to, come with all these things and not know what to expect. So, I really give you a lot of credit for being one of the first people up there.
Thank you, Sally.
Excellent,
Yeah, you're welcome. You were
excellent.
brave.
Thanks.
Yeah, big lucky 7.
Yeah, wow, 7's across the board.
Lot more rapid right to it.
3 7s and 2 lemons.
I just got that a second ago.
Time for me to go, and I pointed at them too.
The Gagoos, he has a lot of nerve. He has a pair of garlic knots on him, I tell you.
And I love you too. I gotta go. My mustaches are falling off.
Very good, very good.
Thank
We
you,
hadn't
everybody.
noticed.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Bonnie. I love you,
Awesome.
Bonnie.
Oh man, that was some good stuff. It's always good to see a good roasting battle in action, and I think roasting is an art form that's been around for a long, long time. And like you said, man, hanging around those tough crowd guys really kind of brings it all back. And the roasting is back with Jeff Ross and all that kind of stuff. So that's been a good thing. And now as our contestants come back into play, now. Tell me, Joe, because I'm still kind of fascinated, that you grew up with these guys. You all went to school together?
No, yes, with Anthony. Anthony and I met in 10th grade. It was 10th grade, and his buddy Joe came back to California. Said my brother is coming back to Long Island when school starts, so hook up with the guy and stuff like that. And me and my other buddy Pete used to do jokes and bits and stuff like that. So I met Ant, and we just started riffing. We hung out with my buddy Pete, and then we've been good friends ever since. Adam Ferrara, I worked at a fence company in Melville, and my buddy goes, "Yeah, this guy Adam is starting tomorrow." You guys probably joke around and stuff like that. Well, we riffed the whole day, and then I went to Anthony. I said, "Look, there's this guy Adam that I'm working with. You got to meet this guy. He's hysterical." And Ant and I were like, "We got a friend." I go, "No, he's one of us." And we've been longtime friends ever since, over 30 years.
Wow.
Over 30 years. Anthony, 40.
Now, when you meet these guys, I mean, you had no clue that they would ever have amounted to much. I mean, did you see any star power in these guys early on?
Yeah, I did. Anthony was one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life, and so was Adam. They both had this thing. When Adam started, he did East Side Comedy, did a comedy night at East Side Comedy. He wanted to try it, and we didn't know how to do it. So Adam did the open mic. And Richie Minervini from East Side Comedy and Tommy Gegno from Omnipop took a shining. And next thing you know, he made it. Anthony would just sit at the house. I go, "Come on out and do stuff." Our band Rotgut wrote a parody about OJ. And he goes into Opie's show with his brother. Yeah. And Anthony started ripping. And Opie said, "Hey, why don't you come on back?" And he did. Opie got the opportunity to go to WAAF up in Boston and asked Anthony if he wanted to go. And Anthony was asking us, "Should I do it?" Yeah, you do. And I'm one of Anthony's biggest fans. I've been Anthony's biggest fan. So to me, it's like the rest of the world got to see what I thought was so hysterically funny.
Right,
and he's one of the most brilliant comedy minds I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, and he's mentioned you in his book. I read Anthony's book, and he mentions you in there, and as one of his best friends. And I mean, that's pretty. I mean, to have a friendship like that, and the guy that's remained friends through all of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm going after the show. I'm going over there to play poker. Yeah, so. But you know what the weird thing with the book is? I've got the book. I really haven't really read the whole thing because it's weird reading something when you were there.
Yeah.
So it's very odd. But we're very flattered that I'm in the mentions in the book and stuff like that, and in some of the chapters. So it's pretty cool. Pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Very cool. And we are now getting the wheel of jokes. We have a wheel. We had a wheel.
We heard Tale of a Wheel.
Yes,
it was Tale of a Wheel.
We had a beautiful wheel. It was huge. It was a beautiful
wheel.
Had a lot of jokes on it.
Spun.
So now, since we don't have the wheel, because today was a crazy day. with the weather and all this other stuff. So the wheel is MIA for now, but we do have a solution. So we put all of the topics that would have been in the wheel into a hat. And
So you
we're
catch-
going to let them pick. Well, first we have to let them know what the
By the way,
thing
how
is. So we'll
dirty
read
is that
the-
hat?
Pick
Look at the rim.
pick a piece of paper and pick some
Dirty
lines.
That hat has
Yes.
seen some cooking.
How much? That's not just sauce.
Yeah,
either.
the next joke is dandruff.
Who knew someone scalped the next
Joke is head lice.
Does Gagoose mean booger? And what the hell?
Oh, he's changing the hat. You shamed him into changing the
We
hat.
were
now.
joking.
There you go.
I love the Gagoots. All of them are in there, Gagoots. Okay, so Gagoots, tell them.
And the Gagootsa loves the Utes.
With
You
Chuck.
ready to read them the rules? Let me know when you're all set to read the rules
One
of
person
the.
goes at a time, right?
Yeah, one person will go at a time.
Like an orgy.
They get three. They're gonna each get 3 picks out of the hat, and then whatever joke comes up out of the hat, they will have to say a joke with that premise. So we're going to have Benny right now read the rules. Are you ready, Gagoots?
I'm ready.
And here we go.
From knock-knock jokes to political satire, a comedian should always be armed with a hilarious anecdote and antidote.
Difficult word.
Especially with an accent, yes.
So,
An
anecdote.
anecdote. There's a very important thing in a
Should
joke.
have an anecdote. So, anecdote. You want to meet my daughter? So, each comedian will spin of the wheel, and we got on the wheel. Each comedian will stick your hand into the hat and pull something out. You must tell a funny joke with a setup and a punchline for whatever category you pull on.
Yes.
They will each have a three times you stick your hand in that hole.
I
Yes.
have to go to the doctor.
So that we will randomly choose. I think who goes first now? Jeff goes first, and we will randomly mix the hat up here a little bit, shuffle it around, and
It's
we'll-
still anybody's
then you
game,
put all-
right?
this is kind of fun.
You put all
It's
12
still
categories
anybody's
back.
game,
in
Still
anyone's
anybody's
win.
game, yeah.
Someone is conceding in the chat room, I see already.
But,
Oh, really?
Someone has conceded
Oh,
already
no
in the chat
way.
room.
No.
No,
But
you shouldn't
are
be
all
doing
12
that.
Things going to be put back in there.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So I open it and then I put it back.
You can tell she's a
Oh, I
teacher. She's
got it.
trying to tell you what to do
Oh, I got it.
already.
Right.
Go ahead, Jeff
All
Bosey.
right. Your mama joke.
Yo mama joke. Okay, Jeff, let's hear it.
Your mama's so fat, she has her own zip code.
Very good. Jeff Bosey with the mama joke.
I like that.
We'll take that one out just so we don't get doubles. And go ahead, pick again. It's not as fun as with the wheel,
No.
but we're still getting the job done. You liking that, Jeff?
It's like you're making Jiffy
I
Pop.
like that you're doing it right on my
Faster,
crotch.
faster.
All right,
Wait, hold on.
Oh, whisper to me. Grab my garlic knots.
I'm sorry. I not
Oh,
over
man,
I'm
this
so
is my good
sorry.
shirt.
Hold me tight and call me
Good
Gagoots.
All right, go ahead. Pick your second pick, Jeff Bosey.
Oh, okay. I go again. Jesus Christ! I got the dad
Jesus
joke.
Christ.
Religion.
Dad
Okay.
joke.
Religion.
Religion. I would love to have religion.
What is it? What was the
Dad
Dad
joke.
joke.
He's got
Dad.
dad joke.
Now I had to ask you: was it the type of dad joke? Like, am I making fun of a father or like a dad
I
joke?
think
Up
it's
to you.
open-ended.
It's
Whatever you
open-ended.
want.
You could either do the corny dad joke, or you could do a joke about your dad. It's up to you. However you.
Well,
you
he's
trans-
dead, so that's a joke enough.
Oh snap!
No, we're not going to go with that. We're not going to go. With that.
Oh,
That's
I
me.
was giving you a
That's-
point for
No,
that.
that's me. That's me. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Do you know why ducks have feathers?
Why?
To cover their butt quacks.
That's a solid dad joke. Right
That's a dad joke.
to cover their butt quacks, everyone. All right. And the final one, Jeff Bosey, who's loving life right now.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Oh, that's the one I wanted.
I'm sorry. Here you go.
No,
you may
stop.
get it. You may get it. Who knows?
Oh my God.
Makes
Oh,
you
This
want
is
to
dirty
happy.
joke.
dirty joke.
Dirty joke.
I'm ready.
Dirty
I'm
joke.
prepared with that one.
Dirty joke.
What's it? This is really bad. I feel fucking bad.
And this is
This
the
is not
tournament
me.
round.
Jesus.
What's the difference between a priest and a zit?
What?
A zit waits till you're 13 to come on your face.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Wow!
Nice.
Wow, Jeff Bosey.
Okay.
Woo! That was like a dirty.
That was dirty.
That was a.
That was a
That was
confession.
filthy.
That was a
That was a-
confession.
That was filthy.
That
That was
was
a
a professional.
confession.
good
Yes.
Now
joke.
you know where I got to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
based
good
off of
confession.
those three
Wow.
jokes, guys, we will now judge. So Jeff, you seem you've already conceded online.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
What
what's
the
going on?
hell? And
I think
but
he's
we
ahead
need you
of
to put
me.
100% effort, man. This is you're repping your show, dude.
I so want her to win. She's great.
He's so
She
nice.
is great. She is great.
I
She's
want you to
amazing.
win.
No, I don't. I want you to win.
Let's thumb wrestle. More.
I could see Jeff like trying to hang himself and then complaining. This rope itches. I don't like the way it feels in my
Home
neck.
Depot ripped me
Oh
off.
my God! I could have gotten a better rope than this.
It's like,
I don't like this.
am I going to leave a mess on the floor? They're going to find me naked again with my hand
I
on
could see
myself.
him on a desert island with one scrap of food. You take the scrap. Why should I live? You should live. I want you should live. I shouldn't live.
That's a good one.
Anyway, go ahead.
Joe, what do you think about Jeff's joke telling skills?
I liked it. I gave him a 6 on that because there was still
Nice.
a little bit of a lull and a little bit of a workshop instead of getting right into it. You
Right,
know, oh,
right.
should I do this? Should I do? You know, but it was good. The jokes were good.
Very good. So yeah, you go. Yeah, 6. Life is looking good for you, Bosie.
Yeah,
And that makes you upset, doesn't it?
it's horrible. you hit the nail right on the head.
There you go. So I'm giving him a 6.5.
Wow, 6.5.
6.5 because something about his depression amuses me. I don't know what it is. Makes me feel better about me.
It's addictive.
A great therapist.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going to a therapist and making them feel better.
Like I could see Eeyore looking at him going, "This guy's too depressed.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay."
I almost went with that. Good. I'm glad to see the joke got the light of day. Good.
Yeah.
Sally?
I thought Jeff was great. I gave him a 7. I thought
7.
I thought the first joke was kind of okay. You know, you heard it like all over the place. It's hard to come up with a dad joke, and I thought the last one was like, even though dirty's not your thing, it was really funny. I've been hanging around with Jackie Martling all week long, and he would have been really proud of that.
Oh yeah. Very good. Very good, Jeff Bosie. Good score. Good score. Bonnie Scalisi, it's your turn. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, we'll mix these up again, and go ahead and randomly choose.
over my crotch. Feels great.
Proper grammar
As you
teacher.
look for them.
Hack classic joke. Now that means I'm just saying a known celebrity.
Yeah, like a
that-
hacky classic joke. Yeah.
that
Hacky
like
joke.
a professional comic always did. So I
Right.
picked Rodney Dangerfield because I love him. And his best joke, one of my favorites, is when I was born, the doctor came out to the waiting room and said to my father, "I'm sorry, we did everything we could, but he pulled through."
Very good. Very good. They know the rounds ahead of time, so she's prepared, and it's part of her color coding. So I give them all the rounds ahead of time, so they know to prepare for a dad joke, a dirty
I
joke.
mean all the possibilities.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She made a lesson
okay.
plan.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
On page 38, turn to page 38 on dick jokes. Okay.
All right. Number 2.
Number 2.
Really?
Together.
She didn't even
I
reach
just want to
deep
make
enough.
you feel more
Deep enough.
What was that, Bonnie?
Dirty joke.
Dirty joke by Bonnie
See,
Scalisi.
she-
This is her wheelhouse, folks.
Oh yeah, I like the dirty
She
jokes.
loves dirty things. She should see my underwear.
What do you call the useless piece of skin on a penis? The man.
Oh, very nice. Very nicely
Spoken
done
like a
there.
lesbian.
I have others.
You have
you
other
do.
men?
Go ahead, give us
Where are
one
these
more.
men? Where are these men?
What's the difference between my G-spot and a golf ball? A guy will look for the golf ball.
Oh, very good. Nicely done. All right, the final joke from Bonnie
wow.
Scalisi out of the hat of jokes here.
They're sticking together.
Well, because it's over my crotch, of course.
I got 30 jokes.
It was in the
again.
Gagoot's hat.
Pick again.
That's
Give me
right.
that.
It's that Gagoot's hat. That's right.
Best celebrity impression.
Oh, good. Somebody finally got the celebrity impression.
All
I
right.
can't wait to hear
Charles
this
Nelson
one.
Riley.
Wait, here's one. Well, I don't do celebrity impressions, but if I did,
gave
I
up.
love Gilda Radner. A Mr. Richard Fader from Fort Lee, New Jersey writes, "Hey, what's with Hillary Clinton and those cankles? Once I, Rosanna Dana, had a problem with cankles too. I got that fungus that grew on my feet, and it was kind of yellow, and scaly skin was flaking into my sock, and there was something green, and I didn't know what the hell it was. I said, hey, my feet smell just like New Jersey." That's it.
Very good. Bonnie Scalisi comes through.
Yeah, that was great, Bonnie.
Nicely done. Gilda Radner
I love
impression.
Gilda Radner.
Yeah, that was great. Okay.
Does everyone knows who she is, right?
You came through. and
The
you
young people
definitely-
have no idea who she is.
I remember
Oh,
Gilda
I know
Radner's
everyone knows
Hillary
Gilda
Clinton
Radner's.
material.
Yeah. He remembers Gilda Radner's Hillary Clinton material.
I used to love that.
Well,
And her
I tried to
Dukakis
make it my
jokes.
own. I tried to update her.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you did great.
I think every
That's
round
difficult.
Bonnie has thrown shade at Hillary Clinton.
Apparently Hillary Clinton's cankles are the biggest problem.
My
with the world.
callback. That's
Yeah.
my
That's the
callback.
callback. Very nice.
Hillary cankles.
So, Sally, we'll start with you this time. What did you think of Bonnie's joke writing skill set on these jokes? I mean, she definitely prepared. She has the notebook all color coded.
Yeah, she did great. I give her an 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was really, really
8.
good. Yeah.
Jeff just gets more and more depressed. He claps. He claps just to keep himself warm.
Jeff's just like,
He's just like.
all right, what? Yeah, you go ahead.
I gave her 7.
7.
I thought it was high energy, not depressed, things like that. Yeah, very good.
And Joe?
I gave her a 7.
Wow, very nicely
I will.
done.
I will say it was. You almost lost that because basically when you went to the Gilda Radner thing, you're like, well, I don't really do Gilda Radner, and then I'm like, this could be a problem. And then you started doing it, and then you started using her inflections, and you got it. You got it. Also, you move quickly. You move quickly on it to get to the joke.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Good stuff, Bonnie. I thought that
you.
was great.
Now,
Someone get a noose for Jeff.
real quick. Now, who would you think that I would do impersonate? Someone that has so much
Barack
energy.
Obama, of course.
I would have went for Alan Rickman.
Oh, Alan, go ahead.
Let's see it. Let's
don't
do
know
it.
who
Come
that
on.
is.
Bosie, you got to do it now.
You don't say Alan
okay.
Rickman to
Come
somebody
on.
and not go through with it.
Where is Harry Potter? So I can go ahead and twirl my wand up his ass.
Nice.
Oh, is that from the Oscars?
Yeah.
Or we could have done something like Harry Potter, Die Hard, any one of those movies that you haven't seen.
How about Bill Clinton? You kind of look like Bill Clinton.
Hillary's cankles. Go ahead.
I made sure I definitely. That was more like George Bush.
Let's go. You were good. Keep going. Keep going,
I
Bosie.
I made sure I definitely slipped inside Monica Lewinsky. Instead of cigars, she liked Poland Spring, all the way inside.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Let's give him an extra point for that.
Yeah. Good stuff, Bosie. I didn't know you had impersonations in you, man.
We're
That
all
was good.
happy about it.
I'm
Now he's
okay.
sad.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Hey, he's doing Eeyore.
Now you're stealing
Nice,
Stephen Rocco
nice.
Perillo's Eeyore.
Not that
Oh, we're getting ready to
anybody
do
cares.
the final round. Yeah, I can do it. I'll announce
He's
it.
leaving.
Yeah. All right.
He's leaving.
You don't need me. I'm good.
He's like leaving.
I got paid. I'm out of here.
You'll stay.
All right, we're getting ready to do the last round is the best 5 minutes that they have, so it's right from their stand-up set. So Benny, tell them what's going on.
Why, you guys?
Hey guys, this is what's going on. This is the round that we've all been waiting for, right, Don?
Yes, it is.
This is where we get to see the best 5 minutes that each comedian has. This is the best of their stand-up sets. This will show us the skills that pay the bills.
Yes,
You
indeed.
look like a cross
Yeah.
between Bernie Sanders and the Fonz.
Hey, Benny, stand over here so everyone can see your look. Benny is
Hey, Cunningham. Hey, Cunningham. I will take care of that, Cunningham. Those guys are nerds.
In my view, I will jump the shark. Everybody will have a shark.
Hey, I'm gonna jump the shark.
No,
It's
there will
free.
be, the jukebox will be free from now on. I will hit this all the time.
A woman cannot be
No
president.
dimes. Socialism, hey.
the Gooch rode a motorcycle in today. He rode his motorcycle in from the snow. That's
That's my impression.
Hey.
That's a-
Very good. Good Gooch looking sharp. All right, this is the best 5 minutes. I guess we're going to start with Bonnie this round.
Really? Me?
Yeah, are you ready for your 5 minutes
The
set?
confidence. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Now 5 minutes. I think it's a good amount of time to really get it all out there. So Bonnie, are you ready?
I guess.
Are you guys all ready?
Yes.
For some Bonnie comedy stylings. And ladies and gentlemen, Give a warm welcome to Bonnie Scalisi, everyone. Yay, Bonnie. Let's hear it, Bonnie.
So how's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
All right, you look like a nice group of people, so I'm going to confide in you. I am going through a midlife crisis. I'm seeing a therapist. I had sex with him. Now he needs therapy. So I'm a retired kindergarten teacher of 35 years.
Wow.
But I'm only 32. You know, school was very chaotic. Every day it was like, Billy, stop running around. Samantha, take your finger out of your nose. And Mikey, stop crying. And that was just the faculty lounge. And it's hard for me to stop being a kindergarten teacher now in my regular life. So I'd be having sex with my husband, and I'd be like, ooh, your face is going to get stuck like that. And I also used to be really overweight. I've lost 80 pounds.
Wow, yeah.
I was so fat that at my school, there were only 2 skinny men. So they asked me to play Santa, which I thought was weird because I'm Jewish. And one of the fattening foods that got me so fat is bacon. Clap if you love bacon.
Yeah, yes.
I do too. I know that there's a special place for me in Jew hell, or as I like to call it, Florida. You know, I don't understand Santa because I'm Jewish. As a Jew, I can't fathom leaving free toys in houses of kids I don't even know. So now that I'm retired, I have time for myself and I get my nails done. I'd never been before. And while my nails were drying, she started giving me a back massage. Yeah, a back massage without having to give anything in return. I had to stop my automatic response to kneel down and give her a blowjob.
Oh.
My soon-to-be ex-husband is Italian and Jewish. So he's so cheap he tries to extort money from himself. He wanted me to be more forceful in bed. I forced myself to have sex with him. I'm getting older, so sometimes I buy lubrication. I'm using Crisco oil. No. It's great. When my ex used to grab me for lubrication, I'd slip away. I told my friend Sally I don't masturbate. She said, why? I said, between the controlling husband and my autistic kids, I'd rather do heroin. So I do have 2 autistic boys, and this woman actually comes up to me and she says, is there even a difference between autistic and retarded? So I told her, well, my kids are autistic. You're retarded. I am writing a book for parents like myself who are raising autistic children, and it's called You Clean the Shit Off the Walls. That's an autism joke. All right, so I was driving the other day, and I'm very naive and trusting, so this stranger motions me to pull over. He said, my tires need to be pumped up. 2 hours later, I was pumped up all right at the Comac Motor Inn.
Whoa.
I take things at face value. For instance, I was surprised when Kids Gap didn't sell children. And I was disappointed when I went to Dick's. Let's see what happens when I go to BJ's. You know, most stores are geared for men. BJ's and Dick's. How about a store called Rub Your Feet and Fix Your Own Dinner? That's a marriage joke, too. So the best part about getting divorced is I won't have a mother-in-law anymore. She picked at everything I did. So I picked an old age home and stuck her sorry ass in there. What do liberals and my mother-in-law have in common? They both won't shut the fuck up. Top 4 reasons why I hate my mother-in-law. Reason number 4, because she's a selfish bitch. Reason number 3, because she's a selfish bitch. He always does this to me. That's not fair.
I know the truth.
He knows my whole routine. Reason number 2, she was always insulting me. And the number 1 reason why I hate my mother-in-law is because, everyone,
She's a selfish bitch.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what I have in the trunk of my car. Crisco oil, Xanax, and my mother-in-law. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, Bonnie Scalisi with her
Good.
best
You got a
Thanks,
ride.
Bonnie.
5 minutes, everybody.
You got a ride.
I got a ride, right? I can fit right in there.
Wow, that was good stuff. It's very hard to do a stand-up set, especially 5 minutes in the small room like this with comedians watching you and the gagoots over there eyeballing you, and he's trying to look up the skirt and all that stuff. No, I'm just good. No, but I think it's you did a great job, Bonnie. That's not easy to do, and I commend you for it.
Thanks, Don.
Yes, indeed.
I can see all the way to Florida from here.
You cannot. My legs are crossed.
I like how you agree that your vagina is Florida.
Well, I did reference it in a Jew joke.
Yeah.
Florida's shaped like a penis.
Oh, that's true. I thought it was shaped like a boot.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's Italy.
All right. It's close.
Not the subject's geography, okay?
Geography for 10.
Goonan, we'll start with you. What did you think of Bonnie's 5 minutes?
It was good. It was good. I've heard a little bit of it before. I don't think
He's
I
heard me before.
A little bit before. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I gave you a 6.
A
I'm giving you a
6.
6.
Very nice.
Yes, I don't have a pontification about it.
Joe Curry.
I gave her a 6.
Yes.
There's some funny jokes in there. Some of them were a little bit wordy, but that you'll improve, as you go on that. You did your time. Where on shows you've done with me, you haven't. I'm
always
sitting in the
finish
bathroom
early.
taking a leak. It's like, thank you. I go, shit.
I've done that twice.
But it
I
is,
think.
to tell you the truth, it is difficult. It is difficult with an audience to do your set because we laugh. It's funny, but the crowd laughs aren't there. So you're doing actually planning out 8 minutes of material. It's only coming out to 5 because there's no breaks. But you did a very good job. Very good job.
Excellent, Bonnie. Good job. Sally, what do you give for Bonnie Scalisi?
I give her a 7.
A 7.
Yeah, I thought
Very
it was,
nicely
that was
done.
really good. Nice job, Bonnie.
Thanks, Sally.
Very good. So now, doing that stuff is not easy. We always say it every show that how hard it is to do a stand-up set in this room.
If you're really offering me a ride home, I'm giving
I'm not
you
going to
an
be
extra
like,
point.
Did you hear that, Bozy? You might have an extra point.
Yeah, if I'm really getting a ride home, I'm getting an extra point.
I got room in the back of my van.
Nice.
In the trunk.
In the trunk.
There's no trunks in vans, but if you thought that there was,
Yeah, what kind of van is that? It's
yeah,
van.
with a trunk,
It's
you
a van
know.
with a trunk.
yeah, kind of creepy.
That would be creepy.
All right, speaking of creepy, Jeff Bosey, are you ready?
Thank you. Before you start the clock, that's almost as good as the time I was introduced. And he said, listen, everybody, don't be assholes. Now here's Jeff Bosey. The best introduction I've ever gotten to go on stage. All right.
You gotta love it, man. So this is right up there with that. So are you ready? For,
Yeah.
Jeff Bosey's best 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Give a warm welcome to our next comedian. Jeff Bosey is here.
All right. Before I came here today, my son actually had a moment where he wanted to have a quick father and son moment with me. And he said, Dad, did you always look like that? And I told him, I was like, well, no, I was a kid once. I meant fat.
Oh,
I also have a stepdaughter. And, I took over that lease. So she calls me Jeff. And now my son's of the age, and he's calling me Jeff. And I told him, I was like, listen, you got to start calling me Dad. Well, then can I call you what Mommy calls you? I was like, no. My wife, me and her, we love going to garage sales. I can't stand bringing her with me. She's always complaining about the stuff that I buy. We went to one, and she was like, you don't need that. I was like, yes, I do. What are you going to do with 20 cookbooks? I told her, they're not for me. My wife actually last week she purchased a brand new Volkswagen Beetle, and she brought it home and it came with the huge eyelashes on the headlights. She spent another $200 so it would come with a bra. She spent another $300 so it would have one of those tramp stamps. She says, "Come outside. I want you to check me out in my new car." So I come outside. She's like, "Well, what do you think?" It's like, "It looks like you're doing an advertisement for the Volkswagen whore." Me, my wife, and my kids, we went to the Bronx Zoo, and I wanted to go ahead and teach my kids about all the different types of animals that were out there. So we're driving, and in the back seat, my son, he's playing with one of the dinosaurs, and he takes a plastic bag and he puts it over one of the dinosaurs' head, and he said, "Shh, you can sleep now." And I'm saying to myself, "Oh my God, I don't make enough money for this kid's psychological problems." We get to the zoo, and we get to the aquatic section. And I go to my son, I said, "Well, you see, the fish are kind of like mommy, always swimming around through life, never accomplishing anything." Calm down, there's 20 more miles at the zoo. So we get over to the gorilla section, and my wife says to my kids, "You know, the gorilla's kind of like Daddy, you know, big and strong, always sitting around scratching his ass all day." You gotta stop. So my friend, he called me up and he's like, "Listen, we gotta go out together. We're gonna hang out." It's like, "You look kind of tense, and we're gonna go to a strip club." And in my head, I'm going, bad idea. But what came out of my mouth was, "Let's go." We pull up to this dump. And I look at him and I said, "Are you sure the name of this place isn't called Venereals?" We walk inside. One of them comes up to us and says, "Hey there, sugar. You want me to take off my clothes for you?" And I'm going, "Listen, I'm going to pay for you to keep your clothes on." I look at my friend. I told him, I said, "Listen, this is where strippers come to die." Her friend comes and joins her. And she's like, "Hey there, butter cheeks. You want to come over here and have a little chat in the champagne room?" And I'm going, "Great. Now I'm getting an intervention to buy Stardust and cocoa." Trying to get out of this place, Mother Russia blocks the door. "You want clap dance?"
Clap dance.
And I'm like, "Holy shit, listen, I'll take the dance. My friend wants the clap." I noticed that life is filled with a series of can'ts. Like when I was younger, my parents would come up to me and say, "You can't stand too close to the TV. You're going to ruin your eyes." My neighbor would say, "Listen, you can't be pissing in my lawn anymore because of the nights of drinking." My wife even gets on and she says, "You can't sleep next to me in bed. You know how I feel about that." My wife's always complaining to me, and she's saying, "You know, you're leaving drips on the seat." And I'm going, "That's weird, because I sit when I pee." So I go to my friend and I said, "Listen, what do I got to do?" He's like, "What you got to do is you got to cup them, and it's good to the last drop." I told him, "Great. Now my balls are doing an advertisement for Maxwell House."
Good to the last drop.
So me and my wife, we actually did celebrate our 10-year anniversary. Thank you, you heartless bastards. Usually there's an applause for that. Yes. Thank you. And she came up to me and she said, "Listen, it's our anniversary. What would you like to do?" And I said, "Honey, I would like nothing more to do than to sleep with you tonight in our bed." And she looked at me and gazed my eyes and said, "Aw, you know how I feel about that." Thank you.
Time. Very good. Jeff Bosey bringing it home with the 5 minutes. All right. We're going to go to the judges. And remember, folks, you could vote at home, too. Just go on the fan poll, vote for who you think. We're getting winding down here to the end. Sally, what do you think of this?
Of this?
Of Jeff Bosey's
you.
comedy style.
You just brought
What is the meaning of
my thing all the way up to the ground.
You're coming back.
What do you think about this over here? This thing.
Bosey's Prozac probably kicked in about half an hour ago. He's back. He's back with us, folks.
How you doing?
St. John's.
What do you want? It's dark in here.
Sally, what do you think of Jeff Bosey's comedy stylings?
Of this. Yeah, I thought he did great. I mean, I like your stand up. I think I like the part about how you take over the lease, and I think you throw things out there in a pretty good way. I gave you an 8.
An 8. Yes, very good from Sally. Joe, what do you got?
I gave him an 8.
An 8 also.
Material was good. The flow was good. Punches were tight. Yeah, got an 8.
Nice. Very solid stuff from Joe Curry.
I give him an 8.5.
8.5, 8.5.
I'm giving him I was giving him just an 8, but I gave him an extra point because
You're annoying.
There's something I find delightful about how sad you are. There are jokes in there that aren't even jokes. Like when you start to say that you're going to the zoo, you sound so unhappy about it. That's funny to me. Like you went, me and my wife went to the Bronx Zoo, and it's just that's the way you're saying it is funny to me. The fact that you're so incredibly unhappy about
Well,
it.
marriage and kids will do that eventually.
Yes, indeed. No, I thought both of you comics did a great job. You did all the rounds great, and I hope that our fans watching at home have all voted. Benny, has there been any movement with the comments and with the fan polls? Where are we at with that right now? We're getting ready to announce that in a second.
Right now, Don, as far as the comments, we still have a lot of people that are just saying they enjoy the show and they like it. And there's people who are pro. The only people that are saying bad things about Jeff Bosey is Jeff Bosey.
That's
Right. I just wanted to make that
It's
clear,
self-promotion.
okay?
Yeah,
And as
self-loathing.
far as the voting poll, okay, the voting poll is 501 votes.
Wow,
We're
501
up
votes.
to
That blows away
501.
everyone
So-
all the other polls in the past so far. That's
the
okay.
highest poll, yes.
And I want to give a shout out to the Real Drunk Housewives of Australia.
Yes, the Drunk Housewives.
They watch our show and all the shows on Gov's Radio, and you should go to their page on
Yes.
Facebook, and they have a lot of funny videos.
Yes, and God bless
So-
everyone over there in
and
Australia
yes.
what they're going through
Yes.
with all that. So God bless you guys. Stay drunk and stay housewives and enjoy life. Enjoy life. But our hearts go out to all you people in Australia. What you're going through down under. All right. So
right.
Benny, do you have the final scores?
I have the final scores. Now, the final scores from the judges are Bonnie Scalisi got 100 points.
Wow.
Right on
Je-
the nose?
Right on the nose, 100. Jeff Bosey got 101.5. 101.5.
So it comes down
wait,
to the
but
fan
wait.
poll. It comes
Here it
down
comes.
to the fan poll.
Yeah, man.
Wait, you don't even have to say it. I like how he gave up. You ready? But
You
wait.
ready?
It's like,
But wait.
But wait, there's more.
Now tell them what they won, Don.
it's like that old joke, you know, the Nazis at the death camp. They come in, they say to the Jews, "Look, it's Christmas. We're going to let you guys out because it's Christmas." And they go, "Sorry, we don't celebrate Christmas."
Oh, and that's pretty much Jeff. Sorry, you're not going to be celebrating Christmas. Bonnie got 60% of the votes.
Wow.
All right,
Bonnie Scalisi.
60% of
So with the extra 10
501.
points.
So she gets 10. So Bonnie wins by 8.5 votes.
Wow.
By 8.5
Neck and
because
neck.
somebody keeps liking to throw a 0.5 in there.
It's like the Electoral College.
So
You won half of me.
Wow.
Well, the conservative couldn't win any better. Like the big guy
it was a
did.
narrow margin.
Hey, narrow margin, the fan poll. You, the people who voted, the 501 people, you guys declared Bonnie Scalisi. You were the difference maker in helping Bonnie Scalisi advance to round 2 and her chance.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm so sorry, Graz.
And her chance to
But
win.
Jeff should have won just as he did, just as well as I did.
Yes.
You know, and
But
he
he
did better
gave up
than me.
in
He
the
did
middle.
better than me. But
I think this
I have
proves-
more Trump supporters.
I was going to say, I think this proves that people online don't like Hillary's cankles.
Good one.
Oh man, so that's about it for our show right now. We are bordering on there, so I want to just thank both our contestants for coming on the show, and of course, thank to our judges for coming down today, especially in the snow.
Yes.
We really appreciate it, and make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. And also, if you're interested in being on the show, email us at putupshutupandandup@gmail.com. Also, be sure to check out govsradio.com and Facebook Live every day, as there's a ton of great shows here all week long, including Jeff Bosey on Limo Talk with Graz and his cast of merry men.
That might change after tonight.
No,
I like how they're married.
They air Thursday nights from 9 to 11 or midnight. And it's always a fun show. You never know what's going to happen on Limo Talk. It's fun stuff. I love Graz. Like I told him earlier, he's my favorite schizophrenic. He's a great guy. You never know what Graz you're going to get. But I love the happy, nice Graz. And also, Bonnie Scalisi is on Three's Company, which can be seen Wednesdays at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
Our guest this week is Christopher Brian Roach.
Chris Roach will be there. Very good. So you got Chris Roach coming on the show. So tune in. Support Govs Radio. Also, we got Sally O'Neill with her show Knock 'em Dead
love
Comedy
Knock 'em
with
Dead.
Tony
My old
Walker
favorites.
and Eric Shevlin. And make sure you tune into that show. That's on every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1. Great show, great stuff. They always have great guests as well. So support GovsRadio.com. Also, make sure you support Governor's Comedy Club. Like tonight, we got Gilbert Godfrey here. You can come
He's
and
under
catch
the table.
He's under the table dancing right now.
I voted for Jeff Bossy.
Being down here, I saw he's got a small dick. God damn it!
Who's that small dick? Oh, that's Gonin.
And so make sure you come out because there's no better place to see live comedy than live. And right here at Governor's Comedy Club. So I'm Don Sill. On behalf of everyone here, I want to say thank you. Good night. And always be funny, everybody. Peace.
Peace out.